Hello everybody and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm here today with another episode, and indeed the finale, the last episode, that's right, the one that comes right at the end, of the Great Galleria of Grunrundi. And not only is this the last episode of the Great Galleria of Grunrundi, but this is the last episode of Season 1 on Encounter Roleplay, so it's a big one, my friends. You're here at the end of all times. So, yeah, I'm excited. Let's go around, let's figure out who we are and who we're playing. Let's start off with our Dungeon Master, Chelsea. Chelsea, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I am here today to play your Dungeon Master and mass murderer, known better as the Ancient Gold Dragon of Grunrundi. So yeah, I'm super stoked. It's the end, and I'm sure we're all ready to see where this crazy journey is actually supposed to be leading us. So yeah, let's... who's ready to die? Any show of hands?
These guys. I'm not ready
Awesome.
to die. I'm too beautiful
Yeah,
to
no.
die. Oh man, amazing. Oh, great stuff. We also have with us Madame Gandalf. How you doing, Madame?
I'm doing well, doing very well. Get to wake up first thing in the morning and play D&D, so life doesn't really get much better than that, I think, arguably. No, it just doesn't get much better than that. There's no arguing about it.
It's like trying to argue with Greg Wallace that cooking doesn't get tougher than this in MasterChef. It's just not true. You know, you can't
Exactly.
contest. It doesn't get better than this. So, Madame, who are you going to be playing tonight?
Tonight, I am going to be playing Ari, the self-involved, obnoxious, female counterpart of sorts of Finbar, who is clearly looking out mostly just for herself, and maybe a little bit of Finbar. Fergie, if he's lucky, if it suits her means. And if he pulls those puppy dog eyes like he's doing right now, just well enough.
Great stuff. We also have Scraticus with us tonight. Scrat, how you doing, my friend?
I don't want to die. I'm grand. I've become far too attached to Fergus, and I don't see things going well for him. So I mean, he probably should have been dead about 7 times over by now. But yeah, this will be fine. Maybe he'll. No, I don't know.
No. Great stuff. Please. Great stuff. Well, we have WZL with us tonight. Johan, how you doing, my friend?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready. You know, we're ye who are about to die. We're about to go into the breach for one last time, so I'm ready. I just want to know who I'm going in there with. So talk to me about Gunvald.
Yeah, Gunvald. He is a human barbarian. He's from the north. He has been a part of a nomadic people for a long time, since his birth, and there he met his wife. His wife became ill, and he tried to save her, failed, and now he is, when he thinks about it, he goes into this rage, and yeah.
Like that movie, Up. Oh man, that's
never seen that one. Sorry.
It's exactly like it. It's just like that. It's nothing like.
All right.
Oh well, she died. Well, anyway, spoilers for Up if you haven't seen that movie. Sorry guys, I might have spoiled that one for you, but there you go. We also have back with us tonight Stump. How you doing, Stump?
I am good. Glad to be back for the final. Looking forward to saving the Nomashiro Fergus.
Oh boy, yes. So are you returning as Rundar, our old companion?
Yes, returning as Rundar, the carrier of Finbar's schedule, reporter of sexual harassment.
Right.
Yep. Tick.
Ready to finish this mission.
Great stuff. And we also have with us Zach. How you doing tonight, Zach?
I'm doing great. It's a lovely Thursday afternoon here in Atlanta. I'm a friend of Chelsea's from way back, and got invited to come try out and participate in here. So I'm hopefully going to give you all a really good time.
Absolutely. Great stuff. As for myself, I'll be playing Finbar, the half-elf bard, who is still one of the worst people that you'll ever meet. He's an underwear salesman. He's got a subscription-based sales that you can sign up to with his underwear. If you unsubscribe, however, they will explode in your face. Or your genitals, I guess. And he's here today to try and make it out alive. He is a coward at his core, so he's probably just going to be looking out for himself. Maybe a little bit Ari. He's kind of the reflection of himself. They are.
Who is that girl I see?
Like a world we love. Yeah, he's gonna try. He's gonna try, and he will probably not look after Fergus whatsoever, who he refuses to admit is his friend. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But before we dive into tonight's finale, and indeed the end of Season 1 in Encounter Roleplay, and I remind you guys as well, we do have some very exciting announcements at the end of today's show, so stick around. We've got some really big announcements. We're sponsored by D&Dice tonight. Go over to dndice.co.uk, go over to their website, save yourself some beautiful dice. Money on some beautiful dice. When you use a coupon code Encounter Roleplay, it's currently a 10% off coupon code, so go over there. Take advantage of that while you can, and get those beautiful dice to try and win Dungeons & Dragons. Also, you can interact with today's show. When we hit 30 followers, you guys in chat get to decide something which happens next in our campaign. We call these viewer decisions, and I'm hoping for ones that will get us out of this scenario alive today. So make sure you help us out, and don't help out Chelsea. She's mean to us, guys. Also, here is the viewer decision for the retweets as well. 20 retweets will get another viewer decision, so get retweeting on that. And of course, don't forget, you can donate to affect the game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and of course, creatures and monsters. As someone called Not Isreaver donated £65 to give a lot of boss monsters to attack us, so that'll be good. Also, Kent has donated to give a wild magic surge for that asshat Ari. So we'll get to that, but I will, as we roll these, and we'll take a look at that. I'll hand over to Chelsea to talk us through what happened last week on the show and to take us into our finale here.
Goodness. Over the last, in game time, it's been about a month and a half that you guys have wandered and been lost inside of the Galleria, and you've learned some crazy important things that have led you to want to find the exit, which is rumored to not even exist. The bits of information of importance is that there just happens to be an ancient gold dragon sleeping deep underneath this mountain. And these repurposed catacombs are a front, really, for his greed. And he lures people here, and then they stay. Some of them become sick occasionally, but the most important thing is he is basically taking everybody's money and loving it. You have, over the last couple episodes, managed to navigate your way deep into the bowels of Grunrundy thanks to a kind of memory dream that Fergus and Finbar shared. And we now know that the exit, of course, to the Galleria rests at the far end of Grunrundy's sleeping chambers, where all the gold in the Galleria dumps. Last game, you actually made your way, thanks to a viewer donation, through a giant garbage maze. You found a city there called Bedrock, and really is the garbage pits of Grunrundy, or through the Galleria. And at the far end of it, after fighting Drider kobold mutants and being brought back to life after a tornado, by Randall, of course, the necromancer, and you make it to the far end and find that on the other side of this little mutant town, Bedrock, is a bridge over a giant lava, filled volcano rim that you guys managed to bypass roughly, thanks to Celia, the zombie who came back. Correct? It was Celia,
right. It was Celia.
The fangirl. And mitigating all of that, you guys chose not to cross the bridge and to scale the wall instead. And you managed to scale the wall right at the very end, everything intact, ready to go into the main door into Grunrundy's sleeping chambers. Now, Ari, unfortunately, when we stepped foot into these junk mines, or this junk pile labyrinth, fell through, and we have not seen her since. And Ari, in fact, when you fell through last game, you were dropped basically back into the pits and were taken captive to be fed direct to Grunrundi. Oh, yes, roll up. I think you have 2, right?
Yeah,
Madam, 2
Yes.
go ahead and roll them up. So you basically the floor breaks free below you and you fall, and they capture you. These red.
Oh, that was one too many.
Woo, that's a big number.
Apparently, I can't count zeros, but at least apparently, if I'm being fed to Grunrundi, I'm looking like a snack. So that works for me.
Well, your first one, rope hisses like a snake while Ari uses it.
Okie dokie.
And then 9762. Someone nearby shrieks in horror until sunrise tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Extended horror.
So first one,
when sunrise is because we're underground.
So that's true. They just scream forever. So at the very first one, so when you fall through the ground here and begin tumbling, you attempt to use your rope to catch yourself. But as you do so, you notice that the rope begins to hiss and slither as if it has come to life and is a snake. And it scares you enough that you don't manage to catch yourself and you pass out. And when you come to, you've been captured. And once again, black bag over the head, hands bound. You've been here, done this before here in the Galleria, right? And you keep hearing them talking about feeding you to Grunrundi, but you realize that you are actually chained at the wrist to somebody next to you, and it keeps tickling your arm just a smidge, and you realize that it's like a feather is brushing up next to your arm. But why don't you roll me a perception, both Ari and Morbeak? And Morbeak, I'm going to let you tell everybody here in a second how exactly you wound up in the situation, but roll me a perception.
All right.
I think we actually skipped me introducing my character, but that's fine.
That's all right. Yeah, I'm going to give you a chance to do it. Oh, yeah. Well, Morbeak, you realize that you're not right side up. Not only have you been bound by the hands to the people next to you, you're actually dangling from your feet. You're not sure how high because you have a bag over your head, but you do know that you are suspended and connected to the people around you. Oh, yeah. What'd you roll, Ari?
22.
Oh, a 22. You as well recognize that when you come to after being captured, that you're dangling. So let's do this. Morbeak, how exactly did you manage to wind up black bagged, bound, and dangling like a piñata from the inside of the Galleria?
I turned myself in because I figure it would get me the closest to Grunrundi as possible, so that he can gloat and talk about his master plan like a grinning megalomaniacal idiot, and then I would be able to foil him.
Oh, okay. So what exactly is Morbeak? Tell me what he looks like, since we didn't get that intro.
Morbeak is kind of a off-white colored, like a bald eagle bird person, Aarakocra, wearing a navy blue tunic, kind of like, not a gi, but just kind of like workout pants and just a vest and a belt tied around his waist, and of course bindings around his ankles, because he doesn't want to twist anything.
That's cool. Yeah,
looking very stately, kind of like a Sam the Eagle character.
He's upside down now, so he's stately and upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And you also actually Gunvald. Did I get that right? Oh, you're muted. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
You also feel the tickle of something kind of brushing your arm, as if it's like kind of swinging past. And you can roll me a perception too to see if you recognize that you are hanging upside down.
There we go.
Oh, at a 25. You not only recognize that you're hanging upside down, but you are pretty sure, based upon that perception check, that even with your eyes bound and your senses are heightened, that you are very, very high in the air. Very, very high in the air. And you are attached to somebody on your other side, which, in fact, is Ringdar. Ringdar, would you also like to make that perception? 19. Okay, yeah, you two recognize you're upside down, you're hanging from, and you're kind of bound to the people around you, though you're also black bagged. Now, as you guys are kind of swinging in tandem next to one another and brushing each other, Fergus and Finbar, you guys walk through the door that you climbed that stupid ledge, you got rid of the crazy fangirl Celia just in time to walk through the door. And as you walk through, you realize, unlike your memory dream that you had, which led you almost directly into the base level of Grundrundi's chamber. This is not that. It's actually kind of higher. It's like a lookout point that has a very narrow staircase that leads down into his chamber. And as you crest and look through the doorway, this place is huge. It is just a cavernous hole as far as you can see, as if at one point it might have had an underwater seat in it. And it is now covered in gold and gems and items, swords and shields that have been lost over the years from the heroes that were fed to Grunrundi. And I need both of you to make a Constitution roll.
Oh boy!
You can make a save if you'd like. Oh.
Just you and me.
Okay,
now,
that's good.
Fergus.
That's actually pretty good for Fergus, considering the fact that he just got over the sickness. Okay. So yeah, it washes over you that feeling again, but because you've been here before, Fergus, you're able to like push it down. Yeah. Zen washes over you. Now, Finbar, on the other hand, he begins to sweat. That sweaty sweat. The one that looks like
not a sexy drool. It's actually a sweat.
It's really disgusting. He's clearly building this level of the envy. You can see it rising in his eyes, as if he is going to just bolt, maybe, or make a motion for the gold.
That's a lot of gold.
Scrooge McDuck.
Well, it might be a lot of gold, Finbar, but friendship's what's really worth things, right?
He's trying to look at him, but he just can't tear his eyes away from the gold.
If we've learned anything since we've been down here, that generosity trumps greed, right? Finbar?
Almost none of those things are true, and yet I really want that gold.
Ari, you hear a familiar voice, the squeaky squeak of Fergus going, friendship is greater than... And it's almost as if it's coming way off, 50 or so feet. You pick up on it, that they're here somewhere in the space that you are dangling from. Now, Fergus, Finbar can't make it because he's so enamored with the gold, but make a perception and let's see if you spot them. Maybe. Did I roll it? Oh, there it goes, 12. Okay. What is your passive perception?
Fuck.
No, you were like all eyes on that gold. You're kind of like biting your fingernails over it. It's not terribly hard to see because they are dangling in the middle of this 400 foot long, or probably actually more like half a mile long, 400 foot wide chamber with all this like stacks and stacks of gold. There are 4 people, one of which you recognize to be Ari, dangling from the ceiling like bait on a string.
It's the only thing that like takes Finbar away from the gold is seeing her. Fergus, there's Ari up there, and some other people I don't care about. Wait a minute, is that Rundar? He's got my schedule.
You remember Rundar, but you never remember me.
Who are you? What's your... Oh,
Really?
Fergus. Of course I remember Rundar. He had all of the important things. He was actually useful.
Really? Finbar!
Ari, my love, how are you?
Is it my birthday?
I hope so.
Because right now I'm tied up and there's a feather tickling me.
That's me, Adam.
All right. Finbar's like gonna start running over towards that where they are. I mean, they're like high in the
they're like up there.
up.
So basically, okay, you descend the stairs, which are pretty narrow, but you manage to like get down and hit the floor. And it's almost like you're literally walking in like Scrooge McDuck's personal swimming pool, right? Like there's gold everywhere. There's not even real paths. You're like wading through gold coins and kind of pushing them out of the way. So it's a hindrance to kind of move towards them. But they are roughly from the point of their head to the ground about 100 feet. And they're dangling even farther in terms of where their feet and what their feet's attached to. But there does seem to be one giant rope that is splitting to each of their individual bodies.
Fergus, you do things with magic. Could you try and shoot that rope down?
Oh, I mean, I have a lightning bolt spell.
No, not that. That kills everyone.
Well, I know it's kind of my go-to.
Well, I know, but in this case, could you not go to it? Just go towards something else, something little less deadly.
And he's gonna like just start cycling through his cantrips and just be like,
I can create some lights, and I can do like little illusions, like I can do a little man running. Look, see, look at him run.
You are literally useless to me. I go.
Oh, hang on. Wait a minute, Finbar. You got a little something on your cheek. Let me just clean that away.
he prestidigitates like your face clean, like getting rid of the remnants of the old man mask.
I sweaty sweat, thank you.
Yes,
I do actually carry on me like a bow, like a short bow. So would that be
Go
able to do
for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
Oh.
Literally.
No,
This
but
sounds like a
that's
wise
for sure.
plan.
Is there one particular? I was about to say, is there one particular rope you? Oh,
If there was, you
Oh.
said there was a main rope which connected them all together.
yeah.
I'd go for that. If not, I'd just go for Ares probably.
All right, so here's what's gonna happen. So the lot of you are dangling. I'm gonna let you guys, if you want to take action to break your, break chains, or if there's something you want to do, let me know, and we'll kind of roll that. But here on this 21, Finbar, you like, and then it nails this kind of thick piece of rope, and it hits it so hard, in fact, that it begins to fray it from in the middle, and you guys hear the rope go.
I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will start working to. I take it my arms are bound.
Yeah, so if you want to try to do probably just a dex, check, I'll take that to see. Okay, nice. Yeah, you're able to you hear the rope and it just inspires you to get out. So you're managed to free your hands. Does anybody else want to give a shot to free hands or wings? I don't.
Well, that's a question. How am I bound just by my hands and feet?
Oh, no, because if you were wings, they would have wrapped you up. They've wrapped you up, and you're hanging that way, and by your feet, and then with your wings bound to your side.
Yeah, I'm
gonna have to
probably
cut
not
you free.
in a position to do anything special with that, so I'm just going to struggle to get loose.
You're welcome to make a strength check to see if you can just break it, break the ropes.
I think I will prefer to try and squeeze my way out.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, so you can roll me a dex on that as well. So dex away if you guys want to break them.
13, not my best.
I was about to say, you wiggle and you can feel them loosening around your body, but it's not enough to free you entirely to be able to free your wings. Excuse me. Gunvald would,
Might one of my nat ones to
wiggle.
attempt to get free.
Okay, you use one of your nat. You're like, I want to use it now. Yeah, Ari's just not able. It's just too tight, and you can feel Morbeak, whoever's next to you, is trying really hard to tug and pull, and maybe that's why you didn't do so well with your wiggle free. Somebody's pulling against the rope you're attempting to loosen.
Gotcha.
Anybody else? Gunvald, would you like to try to escape? Roll in a dex for me.
Yeah. Gunvald, he is. When he is not occupying himself with something, his mind starts to wander back to his wife that died, and he might have something to do with that, unfortunately. So he's just hanging there, thinking about his dead wife, and he starts to boil, and he goes into a rage.
Do it. Yeah, roll me. If you want to rage, you could roll a strength instead to just see if you can pop your ropes versus free your hands from.
All right. Yeah.
Oh!
Great
Yeah,
cast.
thank you.
Nice. Yeah, you guys and all of you hanging with him. Whoever you're hanging with just did snap the rope, and it caused the one that's weakening, holding all of you up, to even more. Do you say anything, Gunvald, when you pop yourself free of all of your ropes except for your feet?
Gunhilda, I'm coming for you.
You guys hear them freaking out, and Fergus
Good
and
Lord.
Finbar, you guys can see from the ground that there's now commotion. They're beginning to swing and sway, and the rope holding them is beginning to weaken.
That's it. Let's try again. Now stay still, and I'm gonna try and shoot them again.
Okay, cool.
Finbar, shouldn't we put something under them or something?
He fires the bow.
Like-
Good idea.
Second arrow, nails it. It weakens, and the four of you feel and you actually drop a little bit this time. And it's really just these half of what it once was is hanging it's holding all of your body weight, all four of you.
I'm getting this strange feeling, Finbar. This
This has gone
strange
past
feeling.
The point of excitement.
Figured Ozzy gives 2 nat 20s to Chelsea. Thank you, my friend. Also, Ari does have 2 nat 1s at the moment, so. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, well, she just used one,
I
right?
used one.
She used one.
I used one.
She used one, yep.
deep-
Awesome, so I get 2 more.
In a
D20s.
voice, quite unlike what you'd see coming out of a bird's mouth, replies, "This is clearly not optimal."
Can't you fly or something? You look like a bird, man.
They have bound my wings. Please, if you can provide assistance.
I could shoot you.
I fail to see how that would help.
With my arms free, I'm going to rip
Stop you
off my
complaining
bag.
so much.
Rundor, you rip off your bag and you look around and you in fact are dangling from the ceiling and you look down and it is like a sea of gold coins, just gold everywhere. And I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution save as well. Oh, at an 18, okay. There's something starts to well up in your belly, but you're able to go, "Oh, I am not a greedy human being at all, but this is incredible to see." And then you realize if you drop from this height, your face is going to go splat on all of those gold coins.
Okay, well, when I see Finbar and Fergus, I will say to Finbar, "Oh, Finbar, I've been looking for you. You have a meeting. You're supposed to be at an appointment."
This is why I needed you around, but after the event we had to send you down to the slave pits. We won't talk about that again, but you know what you did.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry, Fergus. You are my hero, Fergus, the hero of all, and I shouldn't have.
Now you're losing me, but all is forgiven. I look around. Like, is there a big tarp nearby?
A big
Fergus?
tarp. Yeah, Fergus.
Fergus is trying to push all the gold into like one of them slides.
I picture you like a dog, like on this like giant pile of gold, just like trying to scrape it into a slant for them to like.
Not just a slant, like you know the slides where you go like straight down and then catch the drop and go like that.
Oh
like...
yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you're like piling it and parting it. And in the general vicinity, actually, you know what? Why not roll for that? I don't know. What do you want to roll for that? I would take yeah.
Well, I mean, persuasion. I think it feels like a persuasion.
You're gonna persuade the gold to do what you wanted to.
I could.
Sounds like a solid plan to me.
Hell not. I was gonna make you make an athletics, but I'll take. But you have to tell me how, in fact, you're persuading the gold.
Actually, I'll change that up because that's absolutely preposterous. Maybe I could use Arcana and like somehow just magic my way through this, still believing my fingers are magical from last week. Like...
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? Roll the athletics to build it, pack it, do something. As long as you, yeah, okay. It doesn't take, it's not very much. I mean, literally the gold's falling where you want it to. Nothing's holding or pushing against you. And you managed to like build it up into like a stack, about 6 feet higher than it was, and kind of slanting down at a sliding angle underneath them. But there's still about 95 feet between the stack that you made and the tops of their heads, which is actually lowering. They've dropped about 10 feet because the ropes let go so much.
Morbeek is going to start is going to use his acrobatics to rhythmically start swaying back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Seen that scene from the Chronicles of Riddick where he's like hanging upside down and just slowly wraps himself up.
Yep.
Yeah. If he can get enough momentum going to snap the remainder of the rope.
Oh yeah, do it. That's cool. Make it so. Yes, 25. At a 25, absolutely. You guys feel you start to sway and swing. And Morbeek, tell me again exactly how it is that you snap your ropes and free your wings, but and your feet.
Well, basically, I'm gonna again kind of start twisting back and forth, rolling myself up in the rope, and then at some point I do one of those vertical 180-degree sit-ups to where I can like start biting at my bindings. And then once I get enough of them loose, I can sort of shrug my wings free. At that point, at least, I figure if I'm going to start, I'm not going to fall and hurt myself, but I'm bound. And then I just kind of snap the rope enough to where it try and break it loose from because it's already frayed.
Yeah, so you like wind yourself up, you loosen everything up with your beak, and then I imagine you actually let yourself go and you like unwind, and when your body rolls down, your body weight snaps all the ropes, yeah, and you're able to burst free with your wings. And yeah.
Like majestic wings out. Not sure how often you see that in Grunrundi, but it's just
That's true. Fergus and Finbar, you can't help but notice that this giant cockroach just opened its wings up and flew itself free.
Should have done that earlier.
You're gonna help me push the goat.
Yeah, Ari, Gunvald, and Rundar, you guys are still dangling by the feet. Gunvald and Ari, you have not managed to free your hands or your bag. Oh, no, you did free your hands, Gunvald. But the bag over your head, if you want to relieve it, you can.
Okay,
but Ari, you are still bound.
I'll just catch you.
Oh.
That sounds like a plan.
Maybe the bird person man can get you. Bird.
And as a matter of fact,
Birdman.
see whoever is left bound.
Yeah.
I kind of hover over to their ropes.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring back one of my hands, kind of like bring my palm up, like my talons, and a tiny little radiant glow appears from them. And I just kind of get with a little kia. I send out a tiny sunbolt to.
Yeah. Nice. So you managed to do that.
Mm-hmm. And for each time I do that, I make sure to grab the person before they fall.
Actually, yeah. So actually, you realize that the big one that everybody is hanging from, that like octopus is off to everybody. You snap that one, and let's. Why don't you just do me a quick check to make a dex, just one dex roll, to make sure that you don't drop them, and you can help lower them. Yeah. So they do free fall quite a bit, but at a 19, you catch that rope, and you're able to like help them slow fall basically to the ground. You guys do hit, kind of like a parachute would land you, but Morbeak has managed to slow your fall, and your hands can now be freed, as well as your black bags over your heads. And you guys stand right in front of Fergus and Finbar here, about ankle deep at this point in gold. And there are mounds kind of around you, as well as the one that Fergus has stacked up.
Experience 10 out of 10. Execution, I'm gonna have to give it a 4.
Agreed. Good to see you again, Ari.
Not my ideal situation, but rarely life is ideal.
True enough, and here we are in Grunrundi. My name is Finbar the Bard. This here is my companion Ari, and this person is Fergus. Rundar, my old friend. And I go and take Rundar's hand. Good to see you again. And who might our newest companion be? Looking at Gunvald.
My name is Gunvald.
Excellent.
And I remove the bag, of course. And I'm like crazy-eyed, still in the rage, So you'll probably have to calm me down.
Okay.
You appear stressed, sir.
The bird is talking. Has anyone else noticed that the bird...
Does that surprise you?
Shouldn't it?
Well, all the birds talk where I come from.
Harry, am I going insane?
I mean, if you are, we both are, because I'm also seeing a talking... Is there like a gaseous thing of hallucination under here?
Could be some kind of illusion magic.
As Ari says that, Fergus, I want you to make a Constitution save.
You had to beg it, didn't you?
Uh-oh.
At a 15, you begin to sweat, and you get that tingly feeling in your mind as she says these words, and you hear that whisper, I see you, Fergus. I know you're here.
Chicken head ass.
Yeah. I'm here for you. Right? And you recognize it as that same slithery voice of Grunrundi in your mind again, and you manage to shake it off very quickly.
Guys,
Yes.
have we come up with a plan for the whole getting to the exit past the dragon thing? Because I know we just always sort of, bumble our way through and give people fire wedges and summon two-headed dragons. Could we bring the two-headed dragon down to fight the dragon, maybe? Anything?
We have the best plan of all. The element of surprise, in that we are all surprised in what we might do, as there is no plan.
Exactly.
No one can plan against us if we have no plan in the first place.
You'll never see it coming.
Learn the technique, and then...
Neither will we.
Everybody roll a perception while you're standing here having this conversation.
Oh gosh.
No. No.
Dirty
Oh.
20.
Okay. We'll say that it's Finbar, in fact, that you hear this strange noise as if somebody is walking on the top of the gold, as if they are much lighter footed than the lot of you. And you hear the panting of a small female child who seems to be running vigorously. And before you know it, you see her kind of dart from one pile to the other out of the corner of your eye, Finbar.
Someone's here. Look, over there. You hear that? Someone's
it's a mini thing.
someone's prancing, and I won't stand for it. On principle.
How dare they frolic in the darkness?
Only I get to do that.
You all look, and you do see that the gold pile has been rustled a little. It's like, gold kind of falls and trickles down, but there doesn't seem to be anything there. Now, it moved very quickly.
Something was here and is gone. I call out, whatever's out there, show yourself. My name is Finbar the Bard, and I've got a pair of underwear I'd like to show you.
As you say this, two little hands caress the gold pile, and little eyes peer up and over it. And it's a little girl, and she says, Are you friendly?
I look to the others, works every time, and then I see his little girl. Yes.
This is bordering the lines of sexual harassment right here. If you're
look-
going to show a little girl your underwear.
I'm an AC.
There are no sexual harassment forms this deep in Gren Randy.
That's true. It's an AC 43 just waiting to happen and ruined us back for it. Fear not, little girl. We intend you no harm, and I will abstain my underwear for now. We are friendly.
I will turn around and show the new jacket I got while I was gone, which has a picture of Finbar
I like it.
cupping his hands, and it says, Finbar's undies. Let Finbar cup your bottom.
I will stand up straight,
Impressive.
fluffing my wings out, nod simply, and say, "Yes."
Don't worry, it's a bird. It's talking. We think it might be magic.
The little girl says, Have you seen him?
This bird? Yes, he's right here.
Right here.
No.
Right next to us.
And she stands up and she's no.
Ooh,
Grundy.
can't hear you. Gonna have to say it louder.
Randy.
And the little girl lets out a squeal.
It was very
Oh, Fergus immediately goes invisible.
I don't.
And we've lost Fergie again.
Finbar doesn't notice whatsoever. There's just zero recognition of the fact he's gone invisible. What? Who? Oh. Yes, little girl. Is he here? Nearby? Do you know the exit?
He didn't come eat you?
Not yet. I mean, we've got to get to the exit. Do you know where that is? Would you mind taking us there, little girl? Do you have a name?
I did until they made me wear that mask, and then they took me after the whole cavern, and everybody went crazy, and they took the mask off to the mines, and then they took me and brought me.
Silence. I don't care enough to hear all of it. We'll call you little girl for now. You know the exit, yes? Can you take us there? All right, and we'll look after you. We've got Ares here, and Rundar, and Gunvald, and a bird person, and that's all of us. So we'll look after you.
And
How far away?
Oh, how far away is she from you guys?
Yeah.
She's about 25 feet, kind of, upwards at the top of this pile here. She's still kind of peering over, and you see as Finbar gets done talking, she darts her head to the right as if somebody's coming, and bolts. And just as she begins to move, you guys hear the sound of heavier footsteps wading through gold as two people are having a conversation. Do you think he's ate them yet? The other one goes, probably not. He just really likes to screw with them. He never just eats them. He goes, oh, yeah, you're right.
Someone's going to be disappointed that we've gotten free.
They might be going to check on us.
I mean, didn't they ever teach him not to play with his food? I mean, come on.
Clearly, I haven't been eaten yet because he was out of hot sauce.
Let's see. They're gonna roll to see if they hear you guys since you're having this conversation out loud. They don't. The crunching of the gold under their feet is masking y'all's kind of conversation that you're having, but they are coming up on you pretty quickly. Yeah, your casual
conversation. No, yeah, you know.
You hear one of them say, "Oh yeah, I heard about that one time that Grunrundy left them for weeks until they were almost dead from hunger, and then he ate them one by one."
I think it's best we dive into a pile of gold now.
This is like a dream come true.
Mine
and
too.
Ari just
tries
to dive into the solid thing.
Finbar's going to try and dive straight after her.
I'll take an athletics check on that.
Yes.
Why not? It's gonna be
bugging me.
What was it?
I got a 6.
I got a 4.
Just land slightly behind her.
I picture the both of you like
Belly
stretching beforehand, like you're gonna make the dive, and then you guys actually and it is like solid gold. And each of you, just because you went head first into solid gold coins, are gonna take 4 points of damage to your face. One of you comes up and a gold coin's like stuck to your forehead. But yeah, that clearly is not an option, at least at this point in time.
Ow.
Let's move around one of these piles instead.
You want to hide? Okay, so Rindo's gonna hide. What was that, Morbeak?
I just want to make sure none of my possessions are on me. I'm just in my basic clothing, right?
So that is in fact true. Why don't you all take a peek at what you have on you? So it does. Oh. Okay, so when you guys begin to look, it does look like they've taken your gear. Why don't you quickly roll me an investigation or a perception check if you'd like to look and see if you can find... Oh, Morbeak, you realize that they took all your items from you and dumped them in a pile almost directly below where you were hanging. But they're at the kind of top of the gold pile. You can see swords. Do you have a staff or something that's recognizable?
It would be in my backpack at the time.
Yeah, so your backpack that you have is like up there. You can see it like on the little ridge about 8 feet or so over your head. Or I guess you're flying, aren't you? You're in flight. Yep. So you're up in the air. Oh, I should roll. Oh, they rolled a low perception. They didn't see you because they're chatting. But yeah, you can see your bag and everybody's stuff from your vantage point very, very clearly.
So I see stuff that isn't mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, Gunvald and Rundar, you don't have any of your stuff on you.
Because we can do more damage if we stick together. I figure I'll just cram the remainder into my haversack so I can bring it all down together and then just kind of dump it out and let people find their...
Yeah, I mean, you managed to, you kind of can toss stuff quickly down the pile. You're able to bring a few trips back, and everybody's managed to get all of your equipment back. They clearly just kind of stripped you and dropped it when they dropped you down from the rope. And about that time, Warbeak, as you finish, you realize that they too are cresting the same hill to come check on what should be the lot of you, or the 4 of you that were hanging. Yeah, are you anybody... Rundar attempted to hide and did a really, really bad job. You were just like, you literally took up like one gold piece and put it in front of your face,
I'm doing the little kid thing. I can't see them, they can't see me.
Exactly.
He's got it.
If anybody else wants to try to roll a stealth, you're welcome to hide. If not, you are going to be in plain sight. Oh, yes.
This pile of
and
gold.
Fergus is invisible, so you're good to go.
I'd like to try again, maybe like gold angel my way, wiggle my way down.
Okay, that's a little different. Like you can like cover yourself with it. Okay.
Like a kid in a bull pit.
yeah. Roll a stealth.
I start putting gold on her, like carrying her out there.
She can roll it with advantage, in fact, then if Finbar is helping bury you.
Alright, first roll was that. Second roll was that. Okay, that would make it an 18 is the best one.
Wow, okay, yeah. Between his help and everything, you guys managed to hide. Gunvald, are you going to stand out in the open?
Yeah, I have a bear trap.
Oh, okay.
That he retrieved for me. So I think I'm gonna just put that out. You just hide it among some gold and take a few steps back and just wait.
Great, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a chance to like run up there, drop this bear trap. Excuse me. Yeah, Morbeak. I see that look on your face.
Seeing what Gunvald is planning to do, is going to reposition himself behind the trap, for where so that the trap is interposed between where the people will be coming around the bend, or up the crest, and himself. As he does so, he reaches back with one arm into his haversack and pulls out a 3-section staff, kind of twirls it around a little bit just to make sure that the chains are still good, and then kind of leisurely hangs it off of his shoulders and just awaits for the inevitable ruckus.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. And Gunvald, you're very successful. I mean, and like going up there and like setting it, and you kind of cover it with some gold, and it seems to be hidden. So, in fact, as this happens, they don't make it. So, these two half dragons, which all of you would have seen because they're the ones that both captured you, would have put you in chains and bagged you. There seems to be kind of a small troop of them that works here at the Galleria, and they are these kind of red-scaled half-human dragon types, and they carry themselves very well with swords and lots of armor. And two of them walk up, and one of them looks up and goes, it looks like Grunrundy's already been here. And the other one looks around and goes, we shouldn't stay long. And as he does, he steps in the barrier trap. And it snaps on his foot. And he's going to take some damage. I don't know what bear trap is, but I think it's 1d6. It's going to be now. He takes all 6 points of damage as it not only claps his foot, it cuts it off.
Yay.
It was like super sharp, and he loses his foot. And we're going into initiative. So,
Boom. I think we should stay down here, alright.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to use your turn and just stay. So everybody roll me initiative, and I'm going to get us in order.
This works well until somebody steps on us.
Oh, 7.
Oh, Jesse got in that one. Yes, a success. Okay, cool. Well, one of them did really bad, and one of them did really, really well. So, okay. One of them's going in.
I'd actually like the one with the really good initiative to be the one with the foot missing.
That would probably be reasonable. I don't know how he would manage to do that, but...
Quick reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, footloose.
Quick after it happens.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So, yes, Half Dragon 1, followed by, I believe Rundar is actually next. And then we've got Gunvald. I just like saying that in a raspy voice. Gunvald. And Fergus, did you roll for me? Oh, you did. 9. Okay. And I think we're pretty much ready to go. So our order will be as such. Ari, what did you roll? Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I got 2.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Our order is the half dragon with both of his feet will go first. Rundar, Gunvald, Finbar, Fergus, Morbeak, the half dragon missing a foot, and Ari. And we begin. So when the second half dragon sees that his friend has lost a foot, he deftly draws his sword and is going to reach out. And I'm guessing, Morbeak, you weren't really hiding, were you?
Oh.
Yeah, you were right there. So he's going to make actually his first swipe at you. But a 23.
That'll hit.
Oop, hit. At 11 slashing damage he gives to you. He is pissed. You just took his friend's foot off. And his friend goes, he's holding his leg, and he yells out, "Quick, the smell of blood will draw him near."
That was rude.
Yes, and Rundar. It is your turn.
How far away am I?
So you're kind of at the bottom of the pile. It's about 8 feet over your head. And you can see that Morbeak has kind of crested and is now in combat with the two of them at the very top of it.
Okay.
So I would say you're at least, it's going to be 10 feet or so for you to get to them.
Okay, I will slog through the pile of gold and try to reach them. If I am able to enter combat, I will swing with both of my swords.
Okay. Yep, sure. I will say for the sake of this, yeah, why not? You managed to make it to the top.
Okay, so the first sword, I'll get 2 attacks.
Out of 12 doesn't hit, and 11 doesn't hit. So not quite enough.
And then my left-handed sword, 1 attack.
Oh man, sorry, you're getting them out of the way early. Yeah, no, and it's miss, and you're not sure if it's the gold or the fact that one of them is bleeding profusely. It's just like spewing out of his foot everywhere. And we move on to Gunvald, and you definitely are in attack range because you helped set the bear trap.
All right, and I'm still in rage.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So he'll just take out his great axe and go ham. Just scream and go at it.
Go ham, go. Ah! Ooh, at a 13, doesn't hit.
Oh, so the second attack?
Does hit.
Wait a minute, the first one, that was a reckless attack, so 14, does it hit? No?
14 doesn't hit.
Okay, so one hit.
But the 21 definitely does. So go ahead and click that great axe there and give me that, hit the, in the actual chat, hit the great axe. It'll turn red and you roll your mouse over it. There.
Oh.
Not on your character sheet, in the actual chat box.
Ah.
So if you click it,
There
it'll
we
drop.
go.
There you go. Yeah, so I'll take your 12 slashing. So 12 slashing damage you do to kind of his back, the one that's standing, and you hear him go, as he turns around and realizes that you guys are now flanking him. His friend is prone on the ground and still spewing blood. Finbar.
Alrighty. I'm gonna stay hidden.
Someone's like, just don't.
I'm just gonna stay down here with Ari for now. Just hidden amongst the gold. Wait for the danger to pass.
You hear the commotion, but don't you? Yeah.
Not my fight.
All right. So Finbar stays hidden for his turn. Fergus, you are invisible. In fact, nobody's seen you.
Except for Grumrundy. That's the only thing stopping me from running for the hills. Fergus is going to stay hidden as well. You know.
I love that our regular players are like, is this our battle?
This is the orientation, you know, the training to make sure that they're okay to join up.
They'll be fine.
Maybe
They
he'll
need to do for themselves.
since he's like already hidden with invisibility, maybe he'll ready a shocking grasp in case like he's in danger of being detected, but that's his action.
Alrighty then. It is in fact your action. So Morbeak, it is your turn now. Tell us what you're doing.
All right, so I've got both half dragons kind of threatening me right now.
Yeah. Well, one of them is not threatening at all. He's still grasping his bloody stump. The other one is definitely in combat with you.
Okay, so I will engage the one who is not bloody stump mode with my 3-section staff.
Cool.
Okay, that's attack number 1.
Ooh, hit. That does hit.
6 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Second attack, same place. That one's gonna miss.
Yeah, that one misses, but you definitely got the first one hit in, and you thud whack him, and he, after realizing that Gunvald was behind him, turns back around as he takes your hit to the face and hisses at you too.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to kick out to the side with my talons to make an unarmed strike at the one who is the stumpy bleeding one.
Ah, yeah, go for it.
19.
It hit! Catch these talons.
8 slashing.
Yeah. And he's already been bleeding out, so you can tell he's hurt pretty bad, in fact, because he's bleeding so profusely, and now you've taloned him right up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Hitting in the mix, as it were.
Yeah, exactly.
That first hit hurt.
Yeah, that's what they're here to do, though, is put the hurting on. All right, and we move right along. It's the guy on the ground. He has not drawn a weapon. He's going to use his action to try to drag himself away. And will begin to move, and you can take an attack of opportunity there, Morbeak and Gunvald. No, you're on the opposite side, so just Morbeak.
I will try and slash at him with talons again.
Make it so. Hit.
9 slashing.
Yeah, and he's still crawling.
Nice.
Must escape. And he seems to be headed back towards the flight of stairs that Fergus and Finbar came down originally, knowing that it's the closest way out of this chamber.
And as he tries to get away, I say, "No, come back here. We're not done."
He turns around and goes and gives you those look, just terror in his eyes, and not from you. He's not terrified of you. And we're gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna work on that. And Ari, it is your turn.
Okay, so Ari is still going to stay under the gold, but she is going to get out her dagger and just have it poking out just through the gold, so that if maybe one decided to run over the top of her, just, a nice little dagger through the foot or something.
In fact, the one that's crawling,
friendly or not,
the one that's crawling away does not fail his dex save. As he crawls, you flip it up right as he goes and puts his chest right as he's crawling through the ground, and you stab him through. So why don't you just roll me damage for the dagger to his chest? He takes by accident.
Well, I rolled a 20.
Oh no, you don't have to hit him. I
don't have to hit him. Okay.
Yeah, you already hit him. He failed that dex save as you flipped it up.
1d4.
But I will say, if you rolled a nat 20, you can take a crit on that.
Okay.
Cough, cough.
All right. Let's do this. That would be a 3. Plus 3. Right?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So 6 total.
6.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he does not like that. As he continues to try to crawl, and as he does so, it rakes down his side, and he does not care. He is still trying to get out. And we start the round over. The second half dragon that's been in combat is going to once again, he's going to look and notice his friend, and go and also take a run. So Gunvald and Morbeak, you get a chance to take an attack of opportunity on him as he begins to run with his friend.
I look over at the barbarian and say, "Your Honor."
Yeah, at an 11, not quite.
But it's reckless attack.
Yep. Oh yeah, so 25 definitely hits. So yeah, click that great axe and tell me what it. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, 7 slashing. Yeah, he takes it as he turns to run with his friend Morbeak.
With my hands, I extend my 3-section staff out that's full length and see if I can get him on the whiplash.
Ooh!
And that's
enough. Not with the 9, you don't. And he hears it and goes, ugh! And he starts to run, and he is going to scoop down and try to start to help his friend up as if they are going to hobble off together. Blood is beginning to spill all over this pile of gold coins that you guys are standing in. He spewed it everywhere from his chopped off foot. Rundar, it is your turn.
I am going to pick up some gold coins and put them in my sling, and I'm going to sling the one who is running.
Yes, that's cool.
The good old Final Fantasy standard of throwing money to make quick damage.
Right, not at a 14, unfortunately. Doesn't it tings off his armor? It's just not quite enough. And the one that still has both of his feet turns back and looks at you guys, and begins and as that happens, all of you begin to, and the ground begins to shake under your feet. And as this happens, the ground begins to shake, and Ari and Finbar, you guys are hiding in the gold, and you begin to feel the pile shake off of you. Oh, no. And before you know it, a giant gold mouth has opened up in the pile ahead of you, not 10 feet from you, and Grunrunny crests through the gold and takes both the red dragons. He dives back into a pile. His tail slithers in like you suck up a piece of spaghetti, and he disappears. And the cavern falls quiet.
Oh. Well, that
is this...
Dusts his hands off and whistles.
That's a worthy prey.
Is this where we run?
I think so.
Don't go there.
Maybe we should sneak quietly.
We could throw gold against him. Use his own tool against him.
I don't like that plan.
And Ari's going to take a piece of gold and actually, toss it at the guy.
At which guy?
At the big gaping mouth that just kind of.
Oh no, it was like it came in and like dived back like a shark in water or like a whale in water. It's gone. It sucked him up at like the worms in Dune and then just dived right back in and it's gone.
All right, well, she's holding up a piece of code like this, like.
No sound. How about everybody roll me a survival and see if you can gain your bearings in this kind of cavernous gold pit. Oh my god, it's gonna be freaking Fergus. His time in the Galleria has made him wise and bitter.
You got them net skills.
I really think we should sneak.
Well, you're here.
Yeah, Fergus, you're right. You do feel like maybe you should sneak. But this wise roll that you've had here on survival also tells you that there is definitely walls. And obviously the exit that you saw in your dream was, you know, through a wall. So you could potentially follow the exterior of the room around and maybe find what it is you are looking for, though you just don't know how big or how far that wall is.
Finbar.
Yes.
I'm still invisible, so I guess I'm tugging on his sleeve.
What?
You know, well, the exit was against a wall, so if we sneak along the walls, maybe we can find an exit, and then we can just sneakily sneak out of this swimming pool of godly death, and we can be safe.
I like the idea of being safe and not dying, so I say we should go with it.
Finbar, are you saying that all the things that I just said are true?
Not all
Are you
of them.
surprised by this?
Some of them are true.
And you know, it does seem like a pretty decent idea. And about this time, Fergus, as you're kind of giving the plan, you hear that same psst, hey, I know how to get to the wall.
Oh, little girl, yes, take us there, please.
And she stands up and you kind of see her for the first time, and she looks super emaciated, as if she's been down here days, maybe a week. She looks very hungry and tired, and has hit almost kind of a rabid point in her survival, having to survive down here. And she kind of peers around and she motions for you to follow her up the stacks off to your right. And it does seem to be that she's going to lead you towards the wall.
Little girl, why are you so scared? Why haven't you left already?
Because Grundundi's always at the exit.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I mean, duh.
It's a tactical decision. I can completely understand and respect it.
I always find myself at an exit, you know?
She says, but I don't have any weapons or training. They just fed me to him.
Well,
Always ready to leave at a moment's notice is often needed.
let's just, we'll be fine. You'll be fine with us, or you might die. But either way, I'd say the odds were closer to you dying, but they'll be a lot better if you're with us. So show us the way, and we'll see if we can't keep you alive for a little bit longer.
She says, okay, just shh. And she kind of loops over the pile, and you see her hand beckon you to come follow behind her. So if you guys want to do it stealthily, please roll me that stealth.
Yes.
I think we need bait that bleeds. How about the bird?
Fairly mediocre bird stealth.
We'll do the bird.
Oh, at a 21. Oh.
Horrible gnome stealth.
Oh. Okay, well, our half-elves are really on point. Gunvald, you managed to be okay. You're not terribly sneaky, but being around these other two super sneaky ones. Rundar and Fergus, not so much. In fact, you guys kind of tumble and trip. Something about your short gnome legs sinking into the gold doesn't quite keep you quiet. And she the little girl, you finally like see her as you crest, and she says, "Shh!" as you come up to the top.
I'm being as shh as I can be.
As if she may have made a mistake here, trying to get both of you to, yeah. All right, and you guys continue to travel. She leads you kind of up and over a few of them, and as you guys crest some of the coins hills, if you would, you're able to kind of get a better scope and a layout. You still can't quite see the exit, but it does look like she's leading you straight for one of the interior walls of this cavern. And as you begin to get close, you see that she stops. The little girl stops and looks around, and there is an overhang, as if the ceiling kind of has slanted in towards the wall, like an attic roof almost, and there are rocks and things hanging and dripping on old pieces of antique armor and swords that have been discarded to the side as not quite as valuable as the giant stacks of gold. And when you get there, she's like, and points up at all of the dripping stones, the kind of limestone across the ceiling, and she begins to creep and creep and creep. And this time I am going to need everybody to make one more stealth check.
More mediocre bird stealth.
Or more.
There it is. 22.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh.
I'm going to use my Tides of Chaos to get an advantage on that.
Okay, cool. Sure. We'll take the 15. Yep. Okay. So, Morbeak, unfortunately, the flapping of your wings has stirred the air up a little bit as you reach the edge of the this cavern, the westernmost edge, in fact. And in doing so, you notice that the rocks from the ceiling begin to crumble a little bit, and one of these giant what are they called? It's like they're hoodoos if they come out of the ground, but if the rocks drip down, they're called something different, like the Carlsbad Cavern. Stalactites. Thank you. So stalactites are kind of beginning to move, and in fact, how many of you are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dark mantles break free from the ceiling and open up and begin attacking you. And the little girl goes to scream and grasp her mouth and bolts to hide in a pile behind a pile of gold as these dark mantles ascend upon you. And we go into initiative. Everybody roll them up. Oh.
I am not going to give up the opportunity to have aerial combat with these guys.
Yeah, that's true. They can do that with you. Yeah, we will make sure that happens.
Majestic cave flap.
yeah, majestic. Yep. And they are going to make that happen. Oh, I guess I could have done it. Okay, so one of them crits, and they're going to basically lose their turn. So we'll say the 3 of them are going to go at the end, and 3 of them will go inside the initiative order. We'll just say 3 of them take the nat 1, because there are, in fact, 6. So our order is as follows. Who's going first? Looks like Morbeak is going first. And Ari, what did you roll up for me?
15.
A 15. Okay, great. So actually, you go first. So it will be Ari, Morbeak, Finbar at a 13. The half. Actually, we're gonna let Brindar go first. Brindar, that's correct, and Fergus and Gunvald, and then our 3 ones that rolled the crit. Okay, so the first, Ari, you're up. 3 of them basically descend from the ceiling down at you, and then the other 3 seem to be interested in the other half of the party, and they descend off to your right. How would you like to proceed?
I am going to use my short bow. I don't often use my short bow, but today we're going to use the short bow.
Make it so.
And I'm actually Would I happen to have maybe one of Finbar's explosive underwear in my possession?
Of course you do.
How about this? Why don't you roll a d20, and anything over 10 is lucky, or 10 and under says you're not lucky enough. 10 and or 11 and up says you are.
Okay, I got a 12.
Yeah, so you reach in your pocket, you're like, what have I got? Improv pocket says I have a pair of Finbar's underwear.
Explosive underwear. All right.
Put those in earlier.
All praise Hammer Space.
Yeah. So, what in fact are you doing with these exploding underwear?
So I'm actually going to attach it to an arrow very quickly.
Okay.
And fling this arrow from my short bow to hopefully wrap it around one of their faces.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, it's just immediately like just pants to the face, and if they try to take it off, it'll explode.
Okay. Yeah, so let's just say wrapping it's easy. You just kind of like toss the underwear on it and pull it. Let's make the attack. If you hit him, we'll say you managed to get him kind of in the facial area, and it underwear to the face, and it will do explosive damage as well.
I'm going to use my nat 20 that I have.
Beautiful. So you get critical damage. So roll the normal arrow damage with crit, and then what is an explosion for gunpowder? I can't remember out of the.
My underwear.
I think it's
said
6
for my underwear.
for explosion.
That would be 8 for the short bow damage.
Okay, so 8 for the short bow damage. That's doubled. That's the double damage.
Oh no, that
for
was
crit.
sorry, that was just 1.
Okay, so roll it again. So we'll get the.
Make that 9.
Okay, cool. So, so 9 total.
Yes.
Or 17 total. Okay, 9 total.
I rolled a 6 the first time, and plus my 3, that was a 9, and then the second time.
The first time you rolled an 8, so 17 total. How do you kill this with exploding underwear? Because by the time you do explosive damage, it's going down.
I guess, yeah, I'm going to just casually, as elegantly as possible as one can, fling underwear at someone. To aim, not quite to get the arrow per se, like to hit it. If it hits it, that's a bonus. But she's going to aim for the head so that the underwear can just cover the guy's face. And then hopefully as it starts to careen to the ground, she's going to just do that casual step to the side as it just explodes next to her like a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, and it's like just his head area. His head just goes liquid. This dark mantle's head, and it kind of explodes out. And it is, in fact, 1 down. So we will say that it came out of the kind of first group or whatever. So we're down to actually 2 in that one. One of them is down. And we move right along to Morbeak. How would you like to proceed, Morbeak? There are 3, in fact, flying at you.
Oh, I thought there was only 2 because she got one.
Yeah. Let's say you're standing next to Ari, so you're in that 2 group. Yeah, the other 3 can head to.
Casually say, clearly, that was not his thing. As I proceed to staff him.
We can't all pull off such amazing underwear.
Yeah, no, that seems to be Ari's thing. Oh, nice hit.
Play.
17 out of 6 bludgeoning.
Nice. Yeah, he takes that to the face, so you get an extra attack.
Then the other half of the staff's going to go to the other dark mantle.
Okay. Yes,
That's
20 is a hit. Nice.
And then, in case the first guy didn't hear me the first time, I will throw a talon at him.
Ooh, 23 hit.
7 slashing.
Wow. Okay. One of them looks very, very injured now. The other one seems to still be flying, and they look like they're probably going to attack you when their turn comes around. Finbar.
There.
Alrighty. Let's see. They're still in the air at the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are 3 of them kind of headed your direction.
If one comes within 10 feet, is that reasonable to say I could get it with my whip? Whip?
I would say that is super reasonable.
Okay. Then let's do that. Oh, it's a 9 to hit.
9 to hit. Does not hit. 9. They're just like you crack it and you realize that they were just too far. It wasn't quite enough. So it doesn't quite hit him. Anything else you want to do in your turn?
No, I haven't got any bonus actions. I want to. I give Ari bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He doesn't mean to. He accidentally does. Good job, Ari.
It's the cracking of that whip.
Yeah, inspires him.
It's so inspiring to watch Finbar crack a whip.
For Ari, it probably is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, wow. Masterful whippery.
As I miss horribly.
I respect anyone who can master a whip.
Oh, yeah. The whip master. Brundar, it is your turn.
I will look in the pile of treasure around us and see if I can pick up a gem and put it in my sling.
Oh yeah, nice, super cool. Yeah, let's say that's easy to do. There's tons of stuff you can sling in your sling. Oh, and a 19 hit. Nice. Yeah, you hit one of them like square in the eyes. He's not taking any damage yet. So that's kind of the first hit, and you like nick him across the face, and you see he starts to bleed a little bit. Very good. Yeah. Anything else you like to do on your turn? You want to take movement?
Sure. I will separate a little bit from the rest. Just kind of spread us out a little bit.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, you kind of widen yourself out from the group a little bit, which gives you some distance. They won't be able to like land right on you. And we get our first round with the group of 2 of them that were in combat with Ari and Morbeak. And they, in fact, are going to attack Morbeak first because that's what they want to do. And they are going to, the first one's going to tip to crush him. Attaches to the target, and the target has advantage on the attack roll. It attaches to the engulfing. So does a 16 basically hit you?
16 does.
Oh, it attaches engulfing. Oh. So it basically wraps itself around your head. The first one does. When the second one sees that you seem to be under control, it is going to move over and do the same thing to Ari and try to crush her. The other one will. Does a 7 hit you, Ari?
No, it does not.
All right, so you can see it like opens up, and it's going to wrap itself around, and you manage to like roll out of the way. But Morbeak has not been quite as lucky, and he now has one wrapped around his head as it is attempting to suffocate.
Am I still able to respond in some way, even though?
Yeah, I picture it's over. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, blind fighting. I learned that in the 16th chamber. So I'm going to use my Sentinel feat to make a counterattack against someone that I threaten who attacks someone else during that turn. So I'm going to attack the other Dark Mantle blind.
Yeah, sure. We'll just say you kind of were flailing. Give it a
disadvantaged. Just an 8.
Yep, that's an 8. Yeah, you feel it like brush past you like the wind as it tries to grab Ari, but you don't quite get it with an 8. And that's their turn, and we move to Fergus.
Fergus knows he's got a lot of time of invisibility left. He feels kind of bad that everyone else is taking hits and doing stuff, so he's just gonna like, sort of before he comes invisible, he's gonna, or revisible, or visible even, he is gonna go and sort of like position himself behind like one of them stalactites on the floor. Was it stalactite on the floor?
Yeah, the stalactites, yeah.
And he's gonna like peek around, still invisible, and fire his crossbow at the one attacking Morbeak.
Oh, yeah, and you manage not to even get it deep enough where it hits Morbeak, like it just like sinks right into the like head area of the Dark Mantle. Yeah, 8 piercing damage, nice. How do you kill this one? That's on his head.
Well, Fergus is mainly cowering behind a stalactite, so I'd like to think that I just blind fire and get really lucky.
yeah. It does get really lucky, like it could have gone really poorly. And you feel it, Morbeak, the pressure of the arrow, like just to the side of your cheek when you realize that it's killed the Dark Mantle, and it kind of like loosens up and flops off of your face as you come up and get your first breath of air in the last few seconds. That you haven't had in the last few seconds.
I say impressive, but I'm saying it as it's coming off, so it starts going impressive.
yeah, it like opens up.
I pop a confetti cannon, one of the little paper confetti cannons. Fergus, no Mishiro.
Yeah, hype for Fergus.
I'm still the arena champion now, living the dream.
Yeah, nice. And it is Gunvald's turn. Gunvald, what? Kill some Dark Mantles for us. You've got easily 3 of them in front of you to hit.
So right in front of me, and they are flying.
One of them is now kind of down on the ground. The other 2 are flying.
All right, so I will look at Morbeak and go, "This is how I hunt birds." And I just run up and jump up and just try to grapple it midair.
Oh, cool.
rip it to the ground.
Okay, let's make opposing strength checks then. So for that grapple. So, or I'll take an athletics if you have proficiency in it.
Oh, athletics.
Oh,
okay.
it's yeah.
Let's go with that one.
We'll go with that 23 for athletics.
Thank you.
Against his strength, which is only 11. Yeah, you manage to just like bear hug and tackle this thing to the ground. You catch it midair and you guys go diving. And actually, it's going to take a little bit of damage as it comes with your body weight behind it. I'm sorry, face plants into the ground. And it takes 2 points of damage as coins like break on its face. And it does not like that at all, but you are officially in grapple with it. And we move on to the other three. So there is one in combat with Rundar, who you got kind of 5 points on him, and he turns and is going to attack you with a crushing damage. Does a 12 hit you, Rundar? Okay, so he misses. He jumps and misses. I think you smacked him in the eye, so he can't quite see well enough. Now he's got a gemstone wedged in there. The one that's in attack with Gunvald really can't do anything. In this... Oh, no, actually, it's going to cast a Darkness Aura. You guys are in grapple, and it casts Darkness Aura, which basically you see this black magical sphere whoop out from you. And you guys are still in grapple, but neither of you can see one another anymore. It is kind of a defense mechanism it throws up as you wrestle with it. And there is one left that is going to take a swing at... Who am I? I guess Finbar technically, but I don't think Will's back. Oh, there he is. Okay, he's back. So it's going to attack Finbar with this crushing action and try to wrap itself around your face at a 21.
Do it. Yeah, that's it.
And it kind of sucks to your face. And yeah, Will, I don't think you can detach it by making the dex. Yeah. So you don't really take any damage from it. All it really does is... it just grapples you at this point. It's suffocating you. It is suffocating you. And we move to Fergus, all hiding behind his stalactite.
Wow, we killed a lot. If it's me already, brilliant. Fergus will lean around again, and he'll just try and pull off the same feat. Maybe he'll have a little look this time.
Yeah, peer around. At a 23, yeah, you hit the other one that's nearby that's already been injured. Yeah, it's still up, but it's like it takes it to one of the areas and turns and notices you behind the stalactite.
I'll give it a little wave. Maybe.
Also, yeah, and it like it's not impressed by you at all. And Gunvald, you have a few in front of you.
I can't see anything because I'm in this.
Oh, that's right. You're in grapple. Yeah, so you're in grapple. So you can try to remove yourself from the darkness. Now, I will say you have hands on. So if you wanted to make an unarmed strike, I'd let you make one unarmed strike in the dark because you can feel it.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can just take a blind punch at it.
Can I just? I'd like to crush it. Like just squeeze it all that I can.
So we'll still call that unarmed. I'll kind of give you an unarmed strike as you kind of begin to crush it. So the unarmed, I believe, is your strength, and then it's D6 is unarmed.
D4 plus strength. Normally.
Yeah.
Like if you're used to punching, then that's the D4. Otherwise, I think it's just 1 point plus your strength. But
yeah, 1 point plus your strength, and then the damage die.
He looks like he'd take a guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy, and he's using his strength. So just give me that roll with your strength, and
strength roll?
Yep.
Right.
We'll just take that for now. Yeah, that'll be good because it'll add it anyways. At a 13 actually does hit it, and you begin to feel it. So I'm going to let you roll a d6 for crushing damage. You're basically crushing its interior ribs. I don't know if it really has ribs. It kind of is more amorphous than that. But yeah, 4 points for the one that you were already in grapple with. Great. And it begins to squeal out as you and make this just deafening noise off in the distance, and it echoes against the wall. Shh, go to sleep. Shh, go to sleep, Dark Mantle. And it is, in fact, their turn. So the one that's been in with Rundar is going to try again with his crush attack. Oh, and a 21 to hit you.
Yep.
It wraps itself around your face. And is going to begin suffocating you. You can make a strength save on your turn to try to detach him from your face to breathe. The one you're in contact with, Gunvald, really can't do a whole lot since it's cast this magical darkness aura, but is going to try to escape by making a strength. At a 17, why don't you roll me an opposing strength check or athletics to hold him? Oh, and he manages to like break free after you started crushing his ribs. And when he when he does that, the darkness dissipates back into him, and you're staring face to face with this dark mantle. And last but certainly not least is the one that's been trying to kill some Finbar here. And he's already wrapped himself around Finbar's face, and so now he can do bludgeoning damage as he continues to like crush your head.
Don't.
As he continues to try to crush your head. So he does 1d6. As long as he's there. You would take 5 points of damage plus the 3. Yep. So 5 points of damage as he begins to
the face. Oh.
To the face as he begins to crush your skull, wrapped up. And Ari, we are back around to top.
I mean, right now Ari's in one of those zones of like, you know, when you quit while you're ahead. You know, she just had an epic moment. She's not feeling so confident that she's going to have another one of those for the rest of her life. But nonetheless, she is going to go via one of the original ideas that she had, and she's just going to start tossing gold at them in the air.
Oh yeah, start chunking gold?
Yeah, just tossing it.
Yeah, you pick up a handful, and since you kind of do a handful of it, I'll give you advantage on it, but you have to use your strength, or your rogue, so your dex. So just roll a d20 with your dex at it, and then we'll just do 1d6 for the coin.
That would make it...
Everybody's like, use the gold against them! Everybody's tossing gold.
22.
Oh, hit. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right. So, I guess what would I roll for damage on
1d6. It's like an improvised weapon, yeah. That's what I'm going to let it be anyways for today, because the hell not.
That would be a 4.
A 4. Awesome. So you do 4 points to this last remaining one, and in fact, you hit it with this gold, and it was already bleeding, and it throws its like flight off, and it begins to nosedive and rakes across the gold as it slams down, and it's going to take another d6 worth of damage, in fact, killing it. And it as it goes down, the crashing on the solid gold pile rakes its skin free of its face, and it does not live. So now we're actually only down to the one that is in combat with Rundar, the one that is in combat with Gunvald, and the one that's wrapped around Finbar's face.
This is what they mean when they say that money can't buy you health.
You cannot solve your problems by throwing money at them.
Exactly.
You can in Granrundi, or in the Galleria. Who just went? That was Ari's turn. Morbeak, it is your turn.
Okay, so the remaining dark mantles are they're off in another group, so they're out of my...
they're about 10 feet or so from you.
Okay, so I'm going to turn towards them and pose my hands as a tiny little glowing ball appears and attempt to throw some sunbolts at them. So I'm going to aim at the one that is currently wrapped around Finbar.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Yes, hit.
9 points of radiant.
The one that is wrapped around Finbar, you feel this kind of warmth, Finbar, overcome your head, and you feel the creature wrapped around you release a little bit as it takes some kind of radiant damage from the exterior, which you can't quite see.
And still on his head?
Actually, let's see if it can manage to hang on, because it might not. I say that. I can't find what I'm looking for. It does not, in fact, hang on. It drops free, and Finbar, you're able to take a giant gasp. Cool. And we move right along, actually, to Finbar.
Oh, I wasn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have another attack. Go for it.
Yeah, I get extra attack at level 5. So another sunbolt at the same
guy. 13's a hit. It doesn't wear any armor. It's a weak. Yeah. Yeah! And it squeals out in pain as it begins to kind of escape, actually, and kind of fly off in the opposite direction. You've clearly wounded it pretty bad, and it knows it's going to die.
Okay, so if it's retreating, I'm going to, since this is an interesting little thing, I'm going to use a chi point
Oh.
for Way of the Sun Soul, and I get 2 more sun bolts right now.
Whoa! Okay, great. Go for it. You're just lighting this place up. 8 does not hit,
Okay.
but a 24
does.
certainly does.
Another 7 points of radiant.
And it dies. Tell me how you explode it.
Oh, as it tries to fly away, I yell out, "I'm not done with you yet!" And I throw while the one misses, the other one is already on its way, and it tries to dodge away. It manages to dodge away from that one sunbolt, and it just flies right into the other one. Like it dodged one and just completely smacked into the other sunbolt. And
Nice. Yeah, and it totally, it just like withers. It singed a little bit on the sides. It is Finbar's turn. The one that was attacking you is now dead.
Good. I'm going to look after myself, and I'm going to cure my wounds, because that's the kind of person that I am. I just need to put it into my Roll20 sheet.
It's true.
So, let's see. Level 1. I'll heal myself for 7. Oh, right back up. Feeling a lot better. And then I will run away, moving in such a manner as to be away from any of the creatures which may seek to suffocate my face.
Okay, yeah, so you're able to retreat with no problem after you heal yourself and give yourself some distance so they can't make a direct attack on you without movement.
Good. I do so.
All right. Yeah, yes, I retreat. And we move right along to Rundar. You're on mute.
One is wrapped around my head currently.
Yes, that is in fact a true statement.
So I will just run blindly, head down, hoping to hit a stalactite.
Oh, okay. Cool. You're just gonna run ahead. I love that. All right, cool. Why don't you make me an athletics to make sure you can just stay on your feet? And then we'll just take that as what it is. At a 10, you do manage to stay on your feet. Now roll the d20 with strength for bashing your face. Oh, okay, you hit. I mean, you just like bash him up against the wall. So I guess that's considered also, impromptu damage. So 1d6 for smashing a face against rock. Oh, 6 points. Yeah, you guys see Rundar just like, and he just headbutts the wall. And actually the creature's going to have to make a strength save to see if it can stay on your face as you smash it. And it does not, in fact, manage to keep hold, and it drops and makes a weird, strange noise as it kind of almost like faints. And it takes that 6 points.
I assume I take the 6 points as well?
Yeah. Actually, I would say you would take half that, because it took the full, so you could take 3 instead. But you do, you headbutted it, so. Yeah, exactly. And it is Fergus's turn.
So Fergus is sort of analysing the situation. He's wondering if it's time to pop invisible. Finbar is running away, right?
He's moved 30 feet. So he's moving away from the combat. He's not running all the way out, but he's disengaging from immediate combat.
And sorry, just refresh. How many are left up?
2.
2.
2. One of them's in direct combat with Rundar and has just been smashed against the wall, and one of them is simply just on its. It's the one that was in combat with Gunvald.
Stay away from my gnome friend!
Oh, no. It just whizzes right past him. And as that happens, you see the arrow like ting the wall. And at the exact moment that the arrow tings the wall, you begin to feel that rumble again as the ground begins to shake below you and the coins begin to shudder and resituate themselves. And I'm going to have everybody make a dex save. Oh, wow, you guys. Okay. Oh, good thing you're 30 feet back, Finbar.
Yeah, I was going to ask if I needed to roll, but there you go.
Yeah. Okay, so you're at 30 feet back. So good news is, all of you managed to succeed. Moorbeak is going to get a little bit of a brushing, but once again, Grunrundy's giant gold mouth bursts out of the gold nearby, and it eats the one right in front of Rundar. Rundar, you're able to jump back, but you can feel Grunrundy's like air wake brush past your nose, and Moorbeak the same thing. He jumps right past you and like rustles your feathers as he hops through with the actually one of 2 dark mantles in his mouth, and he hits the pile of gold coins next to you, which is actually the one that Finbar is standing on, and it knocks you prone, Finbar, and you go tumbling down the gold pile. And the only one we have left is the one with Gunvald, and it's actually your turn, Gunvald, and have at it.
Yeah, so Gunvald will take his great axe, point blank, put it underneath him, and like you're chopping a log, just smack him on the other side.
Yeah.
At least try to, and I'll use reckless attack for this.
Yeah, make it so. Get that, but yes. Hit. 11. Beautiful. Yeah. It doesn't quite break his and bash his skull in, but it definitely does a lot of damage.
More attack.
Yep. Make the second one. Out of 17's a hit. Yeah. How do you kill it?
Yeah, he's just spluttered all over the gold, and it smashes with his blood, and Gunvald he throws down and starts ripping out the teeth. Put him in his pocket and yeah, next.
Nice. And it goes silent, except for the small sound of a whimpering child off and over in the pile where just next to, actually Finbar, you probably hear it because she's like right next to you, the pile that Grundy dived into. She kind of peers around the edge and it's like from where you can only assume she's been hiding.
Hello, little girl. Are you alright?
You guys killed all the Dark Mantle, and then Grunrundy, he's gonna come for us. He's gonna come for us. We're all gonna die.
Then what we need to do is find the door before he finds us. Now you know the way.
Right. Yeah. We can just follow this wall, and then there's supposed to be this like cut through, and then okay. Shh.
All right.
And she begins to move down the wall again, like running her hand down it to make sure that she doesn't lose track of it.
Maybe we should hurry, because last time there was blood. The Grunrundy appeared really quite quickly, and we're all here, and some of us are a little bit covered in blood.
He looks at Gunvald.
And so maybe we should run.
Fergus, roll a Constitution.
Saving throw?
Yeah. Oh, you hear a deep, slithering whisper in your ear that says, "I smell you, Fergus. I'm coming for you, Fergus."
On a side note, I also think the dragon might be in my head.
The little girl looks at you and goes, "You're not sick, are you?"
Oh, he's
no, not
very
anymore.
Sick.
Look, I'm all healed.
Number of levels.
She says, "But you were sick. You were connected to Grunrundy."
Oh, in more ways than one. First, I was sick, and I was connected to Grunrundy, and then there was this crazy altar thing, and then I was connected to everyone and Grunrundy, maybe even you. And
She's been battling the herp for a while.
You.
The losing fight.
And she looks terrified to know, and she starts to put it together in her head, and she says, "You did that. You awakened all of us and had us take off our mask. You did this to me," says the 6-year-old to you.
well,
I blame him.
no,
Yes.
Finbar, no.
Almost all of the things she said are true.
No, they're not. No, I just killed the person who was stopping you all from taking your masks off. Really?
He freed everybody. He's the hero.
But because you freed me, they put me down here.
Freed her to die in a hole, didn't you, Fergus? Well, look what you've done. Your meddling has gotten her dead again. You've killed another person.
Finbar, we're saving her.
We both know she's going to die down here, Fergus.
No, Oh my God! No, you're not gonna die. We're
You
we're
probably
very
are.
protective
It'll probably
of
be his
old
fault.
people.
She begins to wail a crying wail to end all wails.
There it is.
As if magical.
Kill her. Somebody
And she
kill her.
just starts to just sob. And she was not going to stop until she sees daylight.
Put
No.
Somebody gag her at the very least if you're not going to kill her.
Ari's going to take a napkin or a handkerchief or something, like maybe I'm going to tear off my own clothing, and just like kind of
Yes, you do.
stuff it in her mouth a moment, just.
And she's like crying now and like obsessively, and she's holding it as if she understands, but it's like she just can't stop. You've turned on the waterworks, and she continues to walk and cry.
And this is why I don't want children.
Now,
and she comes. Yeah, go ahead.
Finbar, I'm having a bit of a moral dilemma, and I'm wondering
And you're
what
coming
would
to me, why?
I'm wondering what would Finbar do?
Oh.
You see, I know I have a spell that I could get this distraction, this person who is definitely going to give us away, to run away and distract the dragon for us.
Right. So why aren't you doing that?
Well, because I think it might be wrong.
Well, Fergus, my lad, what you've already done so far with the events that led up to us, you have sealed her fate. That girl there, she's dead to me, and to the rest of the world on a very real level. Only in our feelings is she actually here, you understand? So, if you were to do that spell, to send her away into the dragon and give a distraction in order for us to escape, you'd not be doing anything wrong because you've already done the wrong thing.
She's crying.
And let's not forget, and I flip through the Finbar schedule. Remember, on this day,
Right.
the people with the mask, they signed up for it.
They all signed up for it, Fergus. She
It
did
was
too.
voluntary.
She did sign up for it. That is
right.
true. Although I'm
Thank
sure
you, Rudolph.
a couple of weeks ago we had like a dreamy revelation where we realized that they didn't sign up for it.
Almost none of those things are true. No.
And she finally stops this crying little girl
Thank God.
and points directly in front of her as she continues to cry. And you can see that there are actually the largest mounds you've seen yet, as if maybe kind of a piling of them, because in the ceiling you see the hole where the molten lava pours out, and it's hitting the top of this giant mound of kind of hardening liquid gold and coin. And she, through the tears, says, "We have to be careful." And she starts kind of up the pile as if the only way towards the exit is across this sea of gold.
I think I'll hold it for a little while, Finbar, and I'll get her to do it at a crucial moment.
Good idea.
Is anybody wearing heavy armor? Okay. Okay, that's a good thing. So you guys are all gonna why don't you all roll me a dex? I'd also take an athletics or or an acrobatics. Ooh. But you have to like do acrobatics. You gotta tell me. Oh, nice.
What is this to do?
You are about to walk across soft gold. It's warm.
How far is it away? How far do we have to walk?
No, I mean, it's from, you don't really know. She's just leading you deeper into like the open area. So it looks like you're going to cross back across the space. So you can't see the other side from where you're at. You see about 25 feet.
Any chance I can fly over there and take a look?
Yeah, you're welcome to take flight. There's nothing above you. The ceiling's very, very high. Yeah, so you take flight.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of motion to the others to just kind of hold on a second before you make any weird tiptoey platformer challenges. And I try and fly over and see if there is not molten ground, so to speak, on the other side.
Right. Yeah, you kind of look. Why don't you roll me a perception? What do your bird eyes see? Your bird eyes see all the things. There is, in fact, this ground is much softer, and it's because, and you're beginning to feel it in the air too, just the physical perception, that things are getting warmer here, and because of the molten gold pouring out of the hole in the ceiling and the warmth of this space, the ground is much softer. It's like warm chocolate that's been in your car. So it's not hot enough that it's going to do a lot of damage to you. It's just like sticky and you're going to sink in probably.
It's kind of like concrete on a summer day, but that's not been in direct sunlight.
Exactly. That's not had a time to completely harden yet.
Okay. I come back and I say, and I kind of make the motion if they're willing to, and Chelsea knows where this is going. If you want to hop on my back, I could take people across.
I just run and do like a gymnastics floor exercise routine, spinning.
Yeah.
Across.
Yeah, you get that, like, I picture you just like a gymnast, like, run, and, you know, it's like back handspring into a back tuck into a walkout, and you just, like, all the way across, you, like, Catwoman yourself, back handspring style, across the floor, and Rundar makes it. So, in fact, does Finbar. With just the dex, I assume you just walk yourself across?
Right,
or, like,
yeah, I won't be on a bird's back on principle.
Ari joins you in your quaint stroll across this gold, and you do feel it under your feet. It's almost like, you know, your feet sink in at the beach. It's just kind of wet, and it's as your feet sink in just a little bit. The little girl is light enough. In fact, she doesn't sink in as well. Fortunately, Fergus and Gunvald needed a little bit more help, and as they step up, their feet begin to sink in, and you guys can feel it, almost like quicksand wrapping itself around you and pulling you down.
I would definitely accept that lift, Morbeak. That sounds amazing.
I swoop over and grab him by the wrist and proceed to pull him up and over.
You like pop him out of the, you know, his feet out. Actually, I'm gonna want you to roll a strength to see if you don't lose your mimic shoes. They have to roll strength because they are been sucked under. He's like, don't lose the mimic shoes.
I was checking the stream for adding that, don't he? God damn it! Not my shoes!
Yeah, he pops you free, and you see the mimics. I picture it like that scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit when they put him in the dip, and the shoes like, as they and sink down into this kind of thick, soft gold, and you can only presume that they are now lost to Grunrundy's cavern forever. Now, Gunvald, would you also like a ride? Are you going to ask Morbeak for a ride?
Rip.
Get away from me, bird.
Are you going to do it yourself?
Gunvald will produce his decanter of endless water and say, fountain, and just pour water out on the hot ground.
Nice.
See if it, you know,
He's a man
solidifies.
of few words, Gunvald.
That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. It does. It begins to cool it. Some of it begins to steam, and steam starts to kind of come up around you, but it does cool enough where you can manage to walk across it pretty easily. That was a cool plan. And you guys kind of get to the other side. The little girl's like, and you see her, and she points off into the distance, and you can see it. Just like in your dream, Ferguson Finbar, there it is. The exit, written in red blood on top of this cavern door. I need everybody to roll a dex.
How far away is this?
Yes, good question.
You're looking at it being about 100 to 120 feet. It's like, I picture that scene in Pagemaster. You know, there's the exit, but it's like way off in the distance. Nice.
Not nice.
Not nice for you. Yep, not nice. But okay, so you guys hear the little girl. She's like, and she's pointing, and then all of a sudden, the sounds of tears begin to change into and she begins to laugh this laugh, and her voice begins to change from this squeaky little 6-year-old into this deep as the little girl begins to polymorph out of her shape into this gold dragon. As Grunrundy has been here the whole time with you, fucking with you as he's walked you through to the exit, only to get you where you wanted to be. And
Please, at the exit, he was not lying about that.
He was not. And he puts himself between you and the exit and looks deep into all of your eyes and looks at you and says, "Nobody leaves this tomb." And we will go into initiative with the ancient gold dragon, Grunrundy.
Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
Geez.
Oh, an 8.
17, that's not bad.
Okay. We'll let Grundrundy roll too, cause he gets a. Oh, that's not the right one. That's also not the right one. Where is? There we go. All right. Yeah, and he, this ancient gold dragon is going to roll for his initiative as well. He rolls a 16. All right, so it looks like Fergus, in fact, will be going first. He's been scared so pantsless by. Who has the higher dex here? It looks like Encounter. Will's got a 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Gunvald actually's got 4.
Dexy man.
So, Dexy. So it will be Fergus, Gunvald, Finbar, followed by. Actually, Rundar, did you also get a? Oh no, that was your dex. Yeah. So it will be the dragon, Grunrundi, followed by Rundar, Morbeak, and Ari. So, Fergus, you are up first. What action would you like to take as Grunrundi squares off and stares you deep in the eyes that you have already seen in your dreams?
See you guys.
Fergus pops invisible.
Be right there, buddy.
We taught him well.
All right.
And I'll use my movement to just hop onto the side of this mound if we're on top of the mound. And
You'll be the first to die.
Side.
Okay. Is there a what is the save? Is there a save for me to be able to see you invisible?
You have advantage
what is
on stealth checks. So.
I do against them.
And
Okay.
there's
So Fergus.
invisibility as well.
So the invisibility effect, I believe, grants Fergus advantage on stealth checks, right?
Okay. Yeah. True.
So if
Actually,
he's like running
yeah.
invisible, it's probably going to be easy to see him. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so he's a pretty wise ancient dragon here, let's be real. And he's able to, he sees your footprints, he sees you run, and you hear him chuckle as if your move of invisibility is enough to stop him, as if he hasn't smelled you and tracked you all the way to this point. Anything else you want to do, Fergus, other than movement?
There might also be a little damp trail following Fergus.
You just see the pea trail. It's all right. Well, I haven't actually had you roll for the fear yet, but we'll do that. Don't worry. We'll get there.
No way I'm entering combat with this thing. I am going to nope. Nope is what I'm going to do. I'm going to nope. I'm going to try and get off of the wet gold onto the harder gold where it'll be easier to hide.
Yeah.
Maybe prestidigitating myself so I smell different.
So he can't smell your urine. Yeah, you can try to prestidigitate the smell away. Yeah.
That will be the entirety of my action.
Gunvald, how would you like to proceed with this ancient gold dragon?
Oh, well, Gunvald will just close his eyes and go,
Gunhilda, I hope that you can forgive me. I'm coming home.
And he pulls out this potion of Storm Giant Strength and chugs it.
Say hi for me!
Pulls out his great axe and starts running. And he can't attack because I've already used my action to drink.
Send her my
Okay.
Gunvald.
Okay, but you'll be ready for the next round.
Yeah.
Cool, that's great. Grunrundi says, ooh, a worthy challenger. And Finbar, it is your turn.
Does it look like Grunrundi tracked Fergus when he turned invisible and ran away?
You saw Grunrundi watch.
Yeah, like the slow look.
yeah, as if he totally knows he's freaking there.
Yeah, it's a true sight. Okay, in that case, Finbar sort of grabs Uri's hand and is like, "There's no way we can fight this thing. Let's run, my dear." And Finbar's gonna dash and use a dash action to move 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm halfway there. To the doorway, and
all right,
that is all I can do. That's my action.
So you're gonna start moving towards Grunrundi.
Yeah, I'm gonna move...
aim for the door.
Yep, I move 60 feet with a dash action towards the door.
Okie dokie.
Not
then.
invisible, so I've probably overtaken Fergus if he just moved.
Okay, cool.
You know, Fergus is 100% not moving towards the door, moving around and trying to get off the gold and wait for a safe moment.
Okay, cool. And it is, in fact, Grunrundy's turn, and when he sees you start to run for the door, he says again, "Did I not make it clear? Nobody leaves.
I'm going
this
for the
place."
this pile here to fight you, you fool.
And he's going to make a tail attack at a 29, and we're also going to say it's a critical hit with a nat 20.
That'll do it.
So his damage. Here we go. Oh my god, this is going to be fun. And we'll just double that, so 38 points of damage.
Yeah, well,
with
he's got to roll an extra 2d8.
Oh, you want me to I can roll?
Because it will make a difference.
Okay. There you
roll
go.
Real bad. Oh,
So, in fact, you take 39
extra
points
10.
of damage.
Yeah.
As his tail swipes you and almost bats you like a fly away.
Good night. Finbar's down.
Oh, Finbar goes limp. Rundar, it is in your turn.
Now I am unmuted.
Hey,
I scream, "Run, Fergus, run!" And I will pull out my bead of force and throw it at the dragon.
I've gone limp for the first time ever.
I don't know what a beat of force is, but let's do it.
Okay.
Aim for the mouth.
All right, beat of
I'm
force.
putting it in chat.
Oh, cool. Yeah, tip 1d4, 4 beads. I got it pulled up here in the compendium. 1d4 plus 4 beads of force are found together. Okay, cool. So I get a dex saving throw or some force damage. What did I say? Dex? Yeah, dex. At a 10, he does not, in fact, make it, and he will take that 5. What is it? D4 or 6? What I read?
D4. And I am hoping that the sphere sticks around for a minute.
Yeah, let's see. What did it say here about the speed of force? You can use an action at 50. 5d4 save. A sphere of transparent force and encloses the air. Oh. It's trapped inside the sphere. Well, he's much bigger than the sphere, so it only traps a section of him. We'll say maybe it grabs hit him, and it locks one of his legs down, one of his dragon's feet to the ground. He says, tricky little one. Nice, very cool.
And then I will move away so that when he uses his breath weapon, we're not all hopefully.
And Morbeak, it is your turn against Grunrundy.
Okay, so as he is, quipping about no one gets out of here alive, Morbeak floats into the air, hands ready to throw sunbolts, and says, "I would like to respectfully disagree with your opinion." Throwing.
All right.
23.
23 hits, in fact.
4 points.
It does hit for 4 points of damage, and you hear him and laugh at just the 4 points.
Well, second attack, that one's going to miss.
Miss, yep, that one misses.
Then I use my bonus action for patient defense. That's a chi skill, chi power. I gain dodge for the next turn.
Nice. Okay, cool. Very good. And we move right along to Ari.
Well, Ari's gonna run as well. She is going to follow Finbar with this running strategy.
Okay. Yeah, you want to bolt for the door?
I want to bolt for that door. Well, okay. Would I be able to try and do a persuasion thing as well as run for the door?
You can speak to him. He understands you. So if you want to try to persuade him to do something, you're welcome to just have a conversation with Grunrundy.
All right, I would like to have a moment of conversation with him, where I would like to convince him that it must be a very tiring job being Grunrundy, and maybe it's time that he took the rest he's hard-earned and deserved, and let somebody else be the big bad wolf. It's kind of this situation. If you can't beat him, join him. What? How about you lay down the mantle? You You've certainly got enough gold. Be fine. You could just retire and enjoy the rest of your days in complete relaxation and solitude with all of the things you could possibly ever want or need.
You can roll that persuasion, and then he's going to roll an insight against you. More than likely.
Ah, come on, don't roll off the desk. Okay.
What's that
That would
persuasion?
make it my persuasion is plus 11.
All right,
So
go
it's,
for it.
It's 28.
All right. You manage to persuade him to stop for a moment and pause. And he says, "Ah," as he gets so close, you can feel his hot breath like pushing your hair back. And he says, "You're right. It is exhausting. I've been down here for hundreds of years, watching this gold, trying to give people a better life for themselves. The Galleria is a second chance, he says. But I cannot stop. It is my lawful duty to be here, to protect my gold." And he kind of like roars in fury.
Then I'm gonna use the rest of this. Just run. Run. I'm
Yeah.
running.
Yeah, you're welcome to kind of make that run. Fergus.
So, Grunrundi, he's taken out Finbar,
Mm-hmm.
and Fergus's little hand is on. Has he moved away from the exit at all?
No, he's basically like planted himself. Ari's kind of been talking to him. Finbar tried to run past. He swatted him with his tail, and they've been tossing some, stuff at him. But Grundrundi is very clearly blocking the exit.
So Fergus is going to move closer to Grunrundi around the side. He's going to be going reasonably cautiously. And
Do you
he's
want to do
going
it stealthily?
He definitely does.
Okay, roll the stealth.
And oh shit.
No, I rolled a nat 20 on my perception to see you do that.
His passive perception. Look at that.
God damn.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Fergus still, even though the dragon's looking directly at him, still believing that maybe he can somehow fool this dragon into not seeing him. He's going to cast the minor illusion cantrip and speak to him through it.
Okay.
Just be like,
I've learned one thing down here in this Galleria, and that's that friendship trumps greed. Maybe we could be friends.
Please persuade this corrupt ancient gold dragon
This is gonna go
that
well.
you, in fact, are his friend. Oh, and a 22. All right. You actually, in fact, do, and he stops and turns and looks at the invisible air and goes, "Fergus, I know you're here. I have watched you since you came to this place, little one."
I have felt you all the way, Grunrundi. I knew we had a connection from the start.
He goes, "Yes, a connection. Now I want to finish it. You all have ruined everything." He kind of like shouts out loud, "Ruined it all. You corrupted the arena. You destroyed the black market." Yeah, he's like, "You ruined everything."
But remember how you told me you weren't happy with it in the first place, so we were gonna break it all down and start again?
He goes, "No, I have worked my entire life
Almost none
to
of
get
those
to
things
this
you
place."
said were
Yeah,
true.
almost none of those things. He goes, "No, Fergus, you and I are not friends, but we are connected, and I soon will have you in the pit of my belly." And we move on, in fact, to Gunvald's turn.
We are friends, not food.
So Gunvald, he will, he's running towards this dragon thingy, and with his axe, he goes into a rage, of course.
Yeah.
He's just shouting,
Gunhilda! Gunhilda! And he just swings at him. Let's see how... with the reckless attack.
Is that his name he's saying?
Oh, okay. That is in fact a hit.
Warbeak thinks it's his psych-up phrase.
Yeah.
Woo, 19 slashing. He
No
feels that.
fascinations.
And for the first time, Grundrundi turns and looks at you and really gives you a little bit of the time of day. He recognizes how completely...
So when he looks at me, when he looks at Gunvald, he will go,
Yeah, that's right. Take another one.
and he swings again.
16 does not hit.
Ah, gosh darn it.
I know, no, just not on this dragon. Yeah, and he kind of laughs as he moves away just a little bit. The scale does as you swing again for a second hit. And it is Finbar's turn. Oh, no, it's not. You want to make a save there, friend?
I use my natural 20
Oh! Stable!
to
He
do
is
that.
stable.
So
Yeah.
when you nat 20 on it, you get up on one and you can take an action. So I pop up and I'm like, oh boy, how far is the exit? So it was 100 to 120 feet. I dashed
You
60.
went 60, so you're about halfway there.
So I'm halfway there. So this thing looks pretty preoccupied right now.
Yeah, he's staring at Gunvald.
Yeah.
You're welcome to make another run for it.
Yeah, well, it's actually really bloody. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, just that, and I'm gonna dash, and I'm gonna try and stick as low as possible, going behind any gold piles to.
Okay,
to run
if
towards
you can
it.
roll the stealth if you want to, and actually try to do it stealthily. If not, his passive perception's high enough, he'll probably still hear you walking around behind him.
Yeah, he's probably gonna hear me anyway, to be honest. But
Yeah,
in,
he's
the,
gonna
in the
hear you.
midst of the combat, maybe he doesn't. But,
Yeah, it's kind of iffy. He recognizes you're up at least behind
Yeah.
him, which
So I run 60 feet and I'm at the door. Or through
basically,
the
yeah,
door.
you made it just to it. And it is his turn, and Grundrundi does in fact hear you, and he turns and looks at you and says, I should have killed you weeks ago.
I agree.
And he is going to do Frightful Presence on his turn
I
on
second that.
all of you. And I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw. It must succeed a 24.
Hey, I want to run from this thing. There's literally no way to save that.
Become frightened of creature and repeat the same ending the 70 so great. So all of you are super frightened at this point with his presence. Not a one of you made it. And he says, and he kind of picks both of his feet up and stomps, and gold coins go flying everywhere. And he says, "This place belongs to me, and I say when I am ready to close." And he actually gets a second attack, in fact, because, well, that's what he does when it uses Frightful Presence. And he is one more time going to reach out with one of... Actually, no. He's going to use his breath weapon on Finbar, and he is going to do it at a nat 20, in
Wait,
fact.
how far? Oh, 90 foot cone. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm probably not as far as
yeah. Each creature in the area,
down.
you're welcome to make that dex save, though.
Let's do it. 12.
Nope!
Not gonna make it.
13 d10.
Might be the end for me.
Oh man, this is the end of Finbar. 90, and I'm gonna double that because it is crit damage, in fact. So you take 180 points, and you guys see this ripping fire. It literally melts the gold around it away as Finbar crispy fries
Broken
and
glass.
poofs into ash in front of your eyes.
His last words is he's like freeze framed in a beautiful pose as he dies. He sees it coming, and he sees the flame coming, and he's like, "Well, if I'm going to go," and he
I might as well look fabulous.
strikes a pose. Ari, I love you. Fergus. And then he burns up dead, and you'll never know you'll never know what Finbar had to say.
And Finbar drops into a pile of ash right at the exit door, and Grundrundi turns its head back to the remaining 5 of you to finish you off. And we move right along to Rundar's turn.
He was holding on to my gold.
Grund, old buddy. you're stuck here because of duty. I understand duty. How about I stay and I help you fix everything that I broke, but Fergus needs to go out and lead the gnomes. He's destined to be the gnomish hero. Please, I'll stay. It is my duty to stay.
Are you trying to persuade him?
Yes.
All right, roll the persuasion.
I'm really bad.
No, at a 13, just to be... He realizes that you're trying to trick him, and he says, you little ones, always trying to convince me of what to do, not this time. And we move to Moorbeak.
All right, so Morbeek's been kind of flying around, being real dodgy, and just kind of, he saw that guy get turned into crispified. And it's flying around. Where the lava is coming out of, is it coming out of the rock wall, or?
Yeah, so it's kind of actually seeping just like everywhere over, like around you, but there's a like 10-foot hole in the ceiling that clearly has been dug, and the chambers above are dumping molten gold, like a small waterfall of it down, as if this is kind of how they get gold down here. They melt it down from the Galleria and then feed it into his chamber.
I'm wondering what happened if I try and threw a sunbolt at that opening to try and open it up, so to make the kind of the pouring a little bit more uncontrolled.
Yeah, just more of it. Now, it is quite a ways away from you. It's kind of on the opposite side, but you're welcome. Okay. I don't know what your distance is on the sunbolt, but we can definitely give it a try.
Yeah, just wanted to see if that creates some chaos here, because he's realizing that this dragon is going to take more than a single bird person to deal with. We need to change the game a little bit. So I'm going to throw one. 22.
Okay, yeah, you toss it, and it does hit the ceiling right around it at a 22 for sure. And it breaks it open, and more does start pouring in, as if you've kind of broken it open, and it starts into a larger pile, and it begins filling the space faster. But it's such a huge space, it will still take a while. But it is pouring molten gold in quicker.
Mind if I do that again and see if I can break it open even more?
Sure.
Oh, that one's a 9.
Nope, that one misses. But the gold is now pouring in. And you hear Grundy go, I love the smell of melted gold. And
in the morning.
And in the morning, and it is Ari.
Ari, in a moment of selflessness, is going to let her critters, her little squirrel and gator, go to run for the door, and is just going to be like, hey, Grundy face, Grundy, hey, just try and draw the attention to her rather than anyone else.
Okay.
You killed what might have been the love of my life, because it was essentially me. And I love no one more than I love myself. And for that, and she's just going to toss her dagger.
Go for it.
Okay. Oh, Grundy face.
Oh, Grundy.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
No! No. Oh, yeah. No, you realize that all this molten gold that's now filling the space has started to suck your feet down. And it starts to pull you down, and it kind of throws your balance off as you go to toss the dagger. And the dagger lands 10 feet from Grunrundi and is absorbed by the molten gold, and you're now being sucked down. And Grunrundi turns to you because you wanted his attention, and he says, yes, little one, I think I'll leave you to the rotting piles of gold to absorb you until you suffocate.
I mean, it was in the top 10 ways of how I'd like to die.
Oh man, and it's Fergus's turn.
So before Finbar died, Fergus was looking at his taxi and he's like, oh, he got to the exit.
You got to the exit. Brilliant.
Uh-huh.
I'm already 60 feet away now. Maybe I can do another 30 feet and then dash my way through.
And then when Finbar got breath weaponed, everything about Fergus has just dropped as he's realized there really is no way of getting out of here. So from his shell, he's going to produce the tiny baby turtle Doug. He's going to cast suggestion on Doug using speak with animals.
Doug Jr.?
Yep.
Okay.
And he's just going to tell him, using symbols or whatever, get out. Find a way out while Larry's distracting him.
Okay.
And then Fergus is going to run 30 feet back into the center of the room. He's going to use as many sorcery points as he can, as he's going to change the spellcasting time of Lightning Bolt to a bonus action.
Okay.
And he's also going to empower it, if you'll allow it, so I can reroll the damage dice if they're shit.
Why not?
And he's going to dive into the middle of the room like, HELP!
Wow. Yeah. 30 lightning.
I'll reroll those ones.
All right. So
-2.
28. Yeah, so -2, so 28 plus. Yeah, so 37 points of damage he takes, and he does not like that. That's the most damage he's taken thus far. And he turns to you now, kind of I'm guessing you guys are kind of around him, and he turns over to Finbar or Fergus and says, I underestimate you.
Is he within like range? Is he close to me?
Oh yeah, he's huge. I technically considered a gargantuan size.
I mean, I don't have any actions left, so I'm just gonna like just.
Okay. Yeah. And we move right along to Gunvald's turn. You did some damage last time?
Yeah, but he also saw what happened to the pile of ash over there. So he's gonna rethink this. And, he knows that he's going to die.
Actually,
yes.
Hilda, don't worry about it. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
A breeze blows through and Finbar's ashes just like...
Yeah, so maybe someone can get out of here, and he's not the one that's going to do so. So he'll do the same as the other ones. Basically, he's gonna run in some other direction.
Okay.
And he's going to produce his little clay flute and just sit down and.
Ooh, roll a performance check.
Oh, I suck at performance.
That's okay. Give it a whirl, anyways. What's the worst that can happen?
At
a 17.
Yeah.
Wow. So this like you've raged the whole time, and finally, like the oncoming doom of your death has put you in a place to sit down and play this ditty. And in fact, it's Grunrundy's turn, and he stops for a moment to listen to your song. He takes it in. You can hear his breath like absorb the music. And he says, "That is a beautiful song. You play well, warrior, but not well enough." He says, "I feel it is time for me to evolve." And as he says that, he rolls a perception looking around and realizes that Doug Jr. is cresting the exit to the Galleria of Grunrundy. And as he does so, Grunrundy lets out a roar and rages. And he uses the rest of all 5 of his nat 20s to straight burst through the ceiling, and he lets fire out across the entire space as it melts the gold, and he takes flight and bursts through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of the Galleria. Rock comes crumbling in around you, and he breaks through the top of the mountain, and we see daylight in the Galleria for the first time in hundreds of years, and molten lava and gold follow this dragon out of the Galleria, and we can hear the screams and the shouts and the cries of thousands of people inside the Galleria as molten gold and lava and rock crush them. And Grunrundy crest out over the horizon as the sun is rising, and molten gold flows behind him and drips across the landscape and pours down the side of the mountain now that looks like this gold volcano. And as the camera pans out, the Galleria goes silent. It once again is a tomb encased with hundreds of thousands of people. and a small single turtle stands on the outside watching as Grunrundi takes flight and flies off into the horizon. And all die except for Doug Jr.
That's beautiful.
We've been wiped out by Grunrundi, and now in place of the Galleria stands a molten lava and gold volcano that crust and is molten the valley. And that, in fact, people, is where we are going to end the Galleria of Grunrundi.
Oh boy.
In preps for next season.
Yeah.
Now I've got lots and lots of souls to play with.
Nice.
Mother of God.
Oh my god. Well, my friends, that is a TPK. And
That's like 1,000 people TPK.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of thousands of people TPK.
I mean,
200,000 people.
At that point, I'm not disappointed. I'm more impressed. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a statistic now.
Hats off to him, you know.
True. It's true.
He did well. You know. Hope he goes on to do great things. My friends, that is where we're ending tonight's episode of the Galleria, the season of Galleria, and the whole first season on Encounter Roleplay. I've got a couple of really big announcements to make here in a few minutes' time. Stick around. But, my friends, if you enjoyed tonight's show, please do let us know in chat. A round of applause to Chelsea for a great dungeon mastering tonight and throughout the whole season of the Galleria. Great job. And to all of you guys who have come and joined us. There's been, God, a lot of you guys, like almost 50, like 48, 47 people have come and played this season on Encounter Roleplay on the Galleria. So next week you could be one of those people in the next season. So sign up to play if you haven't already. Come and do so. It's a good fun time. Another hats off to Scrat and Madame Gandalf, who lived and died alongside Finbar. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And it was a tale to be remembered, but their story will go on into the trials of Baal, so that'll be fun. Yeah, if you enjoyed tonight's show, hit the follow button. But let's go around this crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Chelsea, great job tonight. What did you think of not only tonight's session, but the whole season?
Yeah, coming out of, the shoals as a player and getting the opportunity to DM has been a very humbling experience here for this viewer game. It's always keeps me on my toes, and I can honestly say it has really honed my skills as a DM between chat and the ongoing changing of players. So if nothing else, I just want to thank Encounter Roleplay for letting me come on, and thank all of you that show up to play and watch this crazy, it was a crazy idea I had. I'm pretty sure Will was like, okay, was his response when I told him about my pitch for this season. So I really appreciate, just sticking with me and playing with all the random crazy ideas and the amount of satire and just kind of the commentary. This world became very personal to me. So I really, really appreciate you guys being there and sticking with it and letting the shenanigans happen. So it's, and ready for next season. If you don't know, next season is the Trials of Baal. I'll be back to DM that one. In fact, it is a mini dimension that Baal has been hosting, and he collects the souls of adventurers that didn't complete their mission. So in fact, we may see all of these adventurers again locked away in Baal's playground in next season. So you'll have to just come back next week and see how that starts out.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, and you can find me online. I'm online under Little Red Dot, under all the things. I play on so many channels. I have a podcast called North by Northwest that I help produce. You can find all that on my Twitter, where I keep my schedule and all those links. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much, Chelsea. Great job again. And I'm sure all of the players that we've had, thank you for running a great game here. Looking forward to Trials of Baal. Cannot wait for next season. Premieres next week, same time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. That's when you can join us for that next show. Madame Gandalf, it's been a roller coaster. How was it for you?
It's been a ride. It's been a ride. You've been fiddling with my emotions like a damn violin. It's crazy. But honestly, it's been just one of the most fun campaigns I've also ever been a part of. The way that everybody's managed to work together, or specifically choose not to work together, has been really so much fun, and I never know what to expect, and that's what I absolutely love about it. And Chelsea, I don't know how you manage to deal with all of the random scenarios that come your way, but fantastic. I always have had a blast with this. But yeah, I guess I'm Madam Gandalf. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. Do cooking, pub quizzes, variety of games, and I also have my own D&D on Wednesdays, based on the Witcher universe. Yeah, I freaking love D&D, and I can't thank Encounter Roleplay enough for giving me more opportunities to learn other styles. I'm still quite new in comparison to a lot of people on Twitch, but certainly helped me harness my passion for it for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Madame Gandalf. It's been a ride. Ari is hilarious, and hers and Finbar's relationship was hilarious to watch, and same goes for the trio of Galleria's victims, which is still really fun. Speaking of which, Scrat, some questions, my friend.
Well, I mean, I don't think this was quite a TPK, was it? Because Chelsea gave me something that means Fergus's life meant something. So I'm not walking away with tears in my eyes today. I'm walking away a hero.
Right, you saved the turtle.
Yeah, Chelsea, thank you so much for bringing this little game into my life, and bringing the character Fergus as well, because he has been a joy to play. And certainly your DM style is a big part of that. But similarly, thank you to Madam Gandalf and Will for hosting, for playing with this. It's the ongoing jokes have been so much fun. I believe an AC43 form may make its way into other things. Like.
So you should know I have kind of started writing this into a world book. Like I've started bringing my notes off paper to the end. I have made the AC43 form. It will be part of the world book.
I won't be back on the video game next season. You've released the season I'm in now, right, Will?
Yes, we're in the Larkspur sequence, City of Mist.
Yes, City of Mist, Larkspur sequence. I'll be bringing a completely different character next season, so I'm looking forward to that. You can find me on the internet. I'm basically just a Google search these days. Type Scraticus in and I come up everywhere. There's my Discord though, and I do most of my stuff through there. So pop me a Discord. I'm Scraticus with an underscore on Twitter. It's a bone of contention there. Please don't mention it. Thank you so much. Awesome.
Great stuff. Vegas Scrat is always going to be it's going to be a different place without Fergus around, but for Finbar it will be a better place in his mind. But I'm sure Fergus will make appearances in the Trials of Baal, both as an NPC, and I'm sure we'll have you returning back as in guest spots here and there for next season as well. So looking forward to it, and looking forward to Chris Pangalactic is going to be joining us. Chris is a Emmy-nominated map and D&D creator, so he's going to be coming over and filling in some shoes for the next season, and playing a hill dwarf cleric named Darak. He's going to be with us next season, so I'm sure shenanigans aplenty will be had with Chris. To our viewers who are with us today, who came along to play, Johan, WZL, same question, my friend. Did you enjoy yourself? Where can we find you online?
I had a blast, really. Thank you, Will, for having me. Thank you, Chelsea, for the great DMing. You can find me on Twitter at WZL_TV. I do write adventures for DM's Guild. My first one was Spy Master's Predicament. Go check that out. I'm working on the second one, the follow-up. So yeah, go check that out. Thank you again. Really had a wonderful time.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, my friend. Stump! Same questions, my dude.
Had a great time. I enjoyed every time I've played. I've really playing in this game has made me better at just reacting and going with it. So I'm so glad to have been a part of it. I'm looking forward to getting into next season's game. I do want to say tonight I start my Call of Cthulhu campaign on Forged at the Tables channel.
Nice.
If I can put that in chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I am at Stump on Twitter.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Tom. It's been a blast. Rundar was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Trials of Baal again next season. Great stuff. And last but not least, Zach.
Oh yeah, I just want to say that thank you guys for allowing me to round out your party for the finale of the season. As disappointing as it was that Morbeek did not get to achieve his goal of defeating Grunrundi, let's be honest, that was not going to happen. The promise of returning next season as a plaything for Ball in his little playground. Definitely would love the opportunity to come back and participate in further adventures, whether it's as Morbeek or someone else. Where you can find me is at the Georgia World Congress Center coming up on Memorial Day weekend, as I am the senior director of all tabletop board gaming, card gaming, RPGs for MomoCon, which is 4 days in Atlanta, the most entertainment you can get in that small amount of time. Video games, anime, comics, whatever. It's a great time. I hope to see you guys there.
Great stuff. Thank you, Zach. Again, you guys in the audience have been absolutely killing it this season. So many crazy donations, fewer decisions, and being with there for the ride the whole way through, egging on our characters and encouraging everyone to join in, and you yourselves joining in and playing. So that's what the show's all about. We're going into our technically our 11th season of West Marches games we've been playing with viewers. So it's awesome. But this, I think, the Galleria has been one of my favorites, and we've played with more people than ever before, and just told a really good, fun story. So that's what Thursdays are all about. I really appreciate it. And this is the end of Season 1 on Encounter Roleplay. God damn, all of the shows ended this week. So that's been pretty crazy. We started at the beginning of the year, and we are now here, about to begin all new shows, all new seasons, starting next week. So get excited for that, my friends. It's going to be a great time. I said I have a couple of announcements for the end of the show, and I do. This season we're sponsored by D&Dice. The next season on Encounter Roleplay, starting next week, we're sponsored by D&Dice, Fantasy Grounds, City of Mist, Kobold Press, and Wayland Games. I just got some amazing news yesterday with Wayland Games, who sell an incredible ton of miniature lines and D&D materials, are going to be sponsoring Encounter Roleplay next season. Without the support and the viewership of you guys having watched so much of this season, that we actually absolutely killed it this season, I have to say. Hats off to all of the cast and to you guys for watching the show. That means that we've our production budget is 4 times what it was for this season. You're going to be seeing some amazing improvements in the production stuff, and the cast is bigger, better than ever, and we're taking on a lot of people in the production side of things as well. So the team is really opening up. We're like 61, 62 people are going to be working on Encounter Roleplay into the next season, so it's absolutely fucking awesome. Thank you guys for your support this whole season. Not just for the Galleria, but for every single show. It's meant so much to me to see Encounter Roleplay just growing so much this season. It's just been the best 4 months that we've ever had on the show. So it's been awesome, and I can't wait to kill it once again in Season 2. I'll play us out with the trailer for the Trials of Baal, so you guys can get excited for what's happening same time next week here on Thursday. But until then, my friends, try not to throw too many nat ones, because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody.
Bye!